Everyone had got it.
Yeah, drop the link in like the
I'm
group chat
getting there.
so I can mash that to the socials.
Mash it to socials. All right. I think. Oh, there we go. Okay. Command C.
When does the draft start?
It's 8. And it's
Cool.
coming in the group chat right now.
Poggers.
There you go. And now it's got to go in the main. Command V. I need to see more of my screen to write.
Is the draft on ESPN?
Mm-hmm. And NFL Network. You know what time our guest will be here at?
8.
8.
Yep. He's working in their war room. That's what he told me.
Boom. There we go. All right. So we're on there. Have live chat pulled up. Okay. I'm ready to go whenever you all are.
I just gotta
lead the way.
All righty, everybody. Welcome back to SMC's draft, or welcome to our draft special. We have a very, very good night lined up of amazing things. We got Dr. Sherman in the house, and we have a special guest coming at 8:00. So stick around till about then. But the draft is now officially 30 minutes and 55 seconds away. So we're going to run through some quick questions. We also have the lovely Austin Anderson here, so he can give you all his amazing PowerPoint presentation as we go.
Oh yeah, it's back, baby. You thought it wouldn't happen, but the PowerPoints are back.
So all righty, let's jump right in. So let's start out. What do you all want to talk about in the draft, first of all? Because I have a few questions. So if we just want to start on those.
I just think Aiden Hutchinson. I just think he's the guy. I'm very biased. I'm
very
agree.
biased.
I'm very biased with Aiden Hutchinson because I got to spend time with him last July at Big Ten Media Days. So I'm very biased because I really enjoyed hanging out with him and I think it's Josh Ross and Hassan Haskins. Got to hang out with those three during Big Ten Media Day at Lucas Oil Stadium, and I really like those guys. All three of them were really cool, really fun to be around. And Aiden, that dude is so well spoken. I just hope he goes number 1.
So, here my first question today: who, in your opinion, should be the first pick in the draft, and why? And you have answered yours. Austin, I would like to hear your opinion.
I think, honestly, in a quarterback class that is a little mid, if you will, Aiden Hutchinson is the obvious pick to me. Honestly, like, he had one of the most productive, dominant seasons we've ever seen from a collegiate pass rusher. And he pairs that production with, and I'll get into this in my mock draft, with just everything you could want in a pass rusher. He has high motor, great technique, insane power, like big boy frame. And, he's just a natural born leader. I have nothing bad to say about Aiden Hutchinson.
High motor. That's always one of my favorite descriptors. He's got a high motor.
It's always just white defenders. Like,
are you just trying to say by his high motor he's got a lot of horsepower under the hood?
Honestly, I feel like one of the most slept on things about him is his athleticism. I mean, he went to the combine and he didn't test like Trayvon Walker, but he was in like the 97th percentile for 3-cone time. I think he had a faster 10-yard split in the 40 than Walker did.
They had his on AWS, they had him at a 95 overall rating, and his athleticism was a 99. And the last 99 overall athleticism for an edge rusher was Myles Garrett at the Browns, and he was the first overall pick. So I personally think Trayvon Walker will go off the board at number 1. Just looking at Jacksonville, I think it's one of those teams where they're really looking for a lot of these guys who are plug and play. And I think just looking at Trayvon Walker, he brings that ability to play maybe as an outside linebacker, but also as a defensive end for them. And I think Baalke at the end of the day will stick to his wonderful flaw of picking players who he thinks has very athletic attributes. So I think it'll be Trayvon Walker.
So here's my question now, and Alex, this goes to you mostly. My question is how, they've been talking about it the last few days. So if you take Trayvon Walker at number 1, is that a similar mistake to 2011?
I don't know.
For my money, it would be the worst first overall pick since.
And why is that, Austin? Why? I mean, so it was Aldon Smith in 2011 that it was number 7 overall, right? Yeah. And the same guy, the same GM is talking about taking Walker today.
Yeah, I think personally, if he were to go number 1, he would be the biggest bust of like the past however many years, simply because he did not produce in a loaded Georgia defense. He was like, I think I saw he had like the lowest wins above average of any college edge defender who's supposed to be drafted in the top 15 of a draft of like the past decade. He wasn't productive, and he's not a natural pass rusher. He just is an insane athlete. And I think when you downgrade to, okay, we can have a really, 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 really good athlete who also was the best pass rusher in college football last year, Aiden Hutchinson. I just honestly don't even see why he's in the conversation.
But I think I look at it as like unfortunately, I say this out loud, a Deebo Samuel kind of guy. Like, he defensively could be plug and play for any position in that front 7. So, I mean, why? I mean, maybe this is Trent Baalke rolling the dice saying, really, I mean, Jacksonville's been bad, so let's just throw all our chips in the center and just go at it. And I think that's maybe what they're doing with Walker. And so,
that what you're saying by plug and play, you're saying he can play anywhere in the front.
I think minus defensive tackle, he could play anywhere in the front 7. I mean, he could really play as an outside. I think if he kind of got that Kayvon Thibodeau role of playing as an outside linebacker and like they switch him up in packages and bring him in as an edge defender, I think that's mainly what Jacksonville would want to do with them just getting rid of what's his name? Jack. They got rid of Jack. Just
Miles Jack.
So that makes me want to ask now, can Hutchinson be a versatile guy?
I think so. I just haven't seen, like, I just see when I watched Michigan, I just saw him line up as that edge.
Sure.
And
that's his natural position, right?
I feel like that's where he lives, in that edge. And I just think, I don't know. I feel like just the way the draft board's going to go out, he's going to end in Detroit. He's going to end up in Detroit. I mean,
I hope so.
He is there. Detroit is sitting on a straight gold mine of a story. We draft our kid from Michigan. I mean, he would sell that stadium out every week if he gets drafted there.
So the Michigan kid is wanting him to go to Detroit. So you think that he's going to go number 1, but you really want him to go number 2.
I really do want him to come to Detroit. I'm manifesting. Listen, I saw him destroy Ohio State's offensive line with his bare hands in person. It was brutal. It was amazing. I loved every second of it. And I want that man to play football for the Detroit Lions, because I like him. He's very good.
So that was just that's my opinion, is that I think, Baalke's going to just say, you know what, let's roll the dice on this. And then he's going to slide to Detroit, and it's going to be the glory story for him being back in Detroit. And he's probably going to end up winning like NFC Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, he's going to have a Micah Parsons kind of like.
I wouldn't say that, because he doesn't have he might have the sauce. He doesn't have the juice that a Micah Parsons does. And we'll get into that in my mock draft.
But I think
Jared, I like Jared Allen. Like, that's who I think of when
Yeah,
I
I
look
could
at
see
him.
that.
And it's just
JJ
like,
Watt. I think JJ Watt could be another.
just guys like those can pass rush until they're 35.
All right. Well, this segment kind of segues in. Who are your 3 favorite prospects in the draft?
Ooh, can I go first?
Yes.
Go
right.
forever.
All right. Tyler Linderbaum. I kind of talked about him last time. I swear to you, he is the most athletic offensive lineman in college football. Not only is he the most athletic, he's simply the best center, I think, honestly, that we've seen in like this generation. He's amazing. If you've ever watched Iowa play, he's like the only thing that's interesting about what they do on offense, because he literally flies around the football field. Insane production, back-to-back years. And my favorite fun fact about him is that he actually beat Tristan Wirfs in wrestling. So think about that for a moment.
Tristan Wirfs is a big man.
Think about what it takes to do that. That's all I'm going to say about that. And then another offensive lineman, this one from Central Michigan, Bernard Ryman. I love him so much. D3 guy, I believe. No,
Central Michigan's D1.
D1. Oh, sorry. I was thinking of Trevor Penning. But elite athlete. He actually played tight end, I think, until he swapped to offensive tackle for college. He just like dominated at his level. He's a great athlete. And honestly, he's just weirdly, you would expect like small school great athletes to be like raw guys like Trevor Penning. But he's actually remarkably polished. And I love him so much. And then my other favorite is Sky Moore. I feel like I've talked about him before too. He's literally everything you could ever want for like the prototypical NFL slot receiver, who also, not to mention, played very well against press man when he had to go up against it. He's got great hands. He's got amazing agility, crisp route running, amazing production. Like whoever drafts him is going to get a steal.
I like the Sky Moore. I really like him as a wide receiver. I guess Sherman, do you want to go or you want me to go?
I can go. I'm just continuing to do some more final minute research here. So, in a very defensive heavy draft, right? I'm studying the top 10 here, and I'm seeing basically nothing but defenders and offensive linemen. So, skill positions on the offensive side seem to be not there this year. So, the obvious, let's go get a quarterback, whatever, at number 1 is not obvious. So, coming up with favorites is a little bit difficult, right? My number 1 is Aiden Hutchinson. You know, there's a lot to the kid. I got to watch him a bunch of times. Really enjoyed working with the kid as far as outside the field, right? Watching him, he's a ridiculous athlete that I personally think can go either side, can go in the middle. He could even drop back to a weak side linebacker. Would he? No, but he could. He's very versatile, very athletic, and his natural position is the edge. So he's my number 1. I'm still, the 2 and 3 are still I really like Kyle Hamilton from Notre Dame, the safety, only because I'm a big fan of defensive backs. And when safeties are that high, ranked that high, I'm a big fan, mostly because, well, frankly, he's a Notre Dame kid. He's a 6'4" safety, so that's nice to have some height there, and seems to be the guy that's going to be the breakup guy in my opinion.
Like Sean Taylor,
a little bit, yeah. More, it kind of reminds me of a Ronnie Lott type, and I'm an old guy, so I get to see Ronnie Lott in action, right?
That's an old school comp.
I got to go to somebody on the offense, to be completely honest with you. Who did you say, Austin? The
Sky Moore out of
Moore.
He picked the center. He picked center Linderbaum. Linderbaum was out of Iowa.
Yeah, I was looking at Linderbaum too. And the reason why I was looking at him was because I got to see him and when he played against IU and really liked what he did for their offensive line in protection. So those are my 3. I think he's going to be down a little bit, but I think he should be higher. But there's so many on the defensive end. I just wish I could pick out a skill player on offense that I thought was the man. and I can't find one. I'm looking and I'm like, God, what is it? Chris Olave? Is that his name? Olave from Ohio State. Really liked him, but it's so stacked on defense that he's not going to crack up there. So there's so many that you can pick from. I just wish I could pick more. That's my top three.
I like your picks. All right. Well, I of course have to go straight to back to my homes, Kentucky, ladies and gentlemen. There is another Josh Allen, not the quarterback, the one that strip sacked him from Jacksonville, sitting in this draft, ranked on the PFF big board as the 44th player. Josh Paschal as an edge defender, sitting at 6'3", 278, and led the Power 5 in a 12.4% run stop rate last year. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have never seen someone just get gritty and grimy with SEC running backs, this man has done it all. He stopped Dalvin Cook's little brother. He just ate people alive in college football. And I think he's one of those guys that's going to slide into the second day, but you're going to get him and he's going to just plug right into a lot of those. I think a really good defense he plugs into, in my opinion, would actually be Jacksonville. Bearing they don't pick another edge defender, but having him and Josh Allen, who played together, going at quarterbacks, I'd be scared if I was Davis Mills, probably, maybe Matt Ryan, maybe Ryan Tannehill. But also, I think we didn't touch on the offenses as everyone else. We may have skimmed over it a little bit. There are some really good players in this draft that I think might slide under the radar. I think Treylon Burks is a big one. He gives me DK Metcalf energy. He's just a big guy who's just willing to run after the catch and is just willing to push safeties off him. And then I really, really like Derek Stingley Jr. out of LSU. Just a great corner. Is willing to fly around the field, plays really good man, plays really good in zone. I think maybe not seeing him for the past 2 years is going to really dump his draft stock compared to someone like Sauce Gardner. But I think at the end of the day, he shouldn't. If he slips outside the top 10, I really do think in the best scenario, the Vikings go out and get him and put him with Patrick Peterson. And that could be the dynamic duo of LSU defenders just eating people alive in the NFC North.
Yeah.
We have any other honorable mentions to our lists?
Stingley was one that I was concerned about having. It's one that whenever you pick a guy that's been injured, that is a risk. Are you willing to take that risk? Are you going to get yourself a lemon? But God,
I 100% would.
That's a tough one. That
true freshman year was chef's kiss, masterpiece.
But I've seen true freshman years turn out to be pretty good, but an injury destroys their next three, right?
This just wasn't pretty good. It was the best true freshman season by a defensive back in SEC history. Honestly,
fair enough, but at the same time, how is he recovering from the injuries, right? And that's what you run into is, do you want to take that risk? And I really like him as a player, but I'm sitting there as a GM going, is it, if he's prone to injury, do I really want to draft a guy that high and put the money into him when I don't know if he's even going to complete his rookie year?
Yeah, I think that's why I said that I think he'll slip out of the top 10. I don't think he really should, but I think Sauce Gardner has a lot of tape, and I think a lot of teams are just going after him just based on his ability to cover. But I think he'll slide. I think if he goes past 13 to me, that is a steal to any team past 13.
Steal.
Because looking at actually the Vikings have pick at 12. After that, the Texans, the Ravens, the Eagles, the Saints, all three of those teams, the Chargers, all five of those teams could benefit from having a really good corner, especially teams like the Ravens, who had the like most banged up secondary in all of NFL last year. I mean, they're projected right now to go after McDuffie out of Washington. So I don't know. It just, to me, I think he's a really good player. I think maybe his injuries are going to cause some concerns from GMs at the end of the day, though.
I mean, your boy Austin has got Stingley at 3.
Yeah, I believe it. He's that good. I think when you look at like just the amount of value that a top flight cornerback brings, they're the third most valuable position in football. And if you can hit on that, he would be more. If you hitting on Derek Stingley is more valuable than hitting on someone like Ike Ekwonu, almost by a pretty decent margin too. So I think when it comes to guys with that kind of blue chip, not even blue chip, like just amazing talent that like Stingley has, you have to chase that, because even at his 50th percentile, a good cornerback is worth probably just as much as like an elite tackle, if I'm gonna be honest, and just in terms of how they contribute to wins. So
I'm looking at a name that you haven't brought up is Kayvon Thibodeau.
Thibby. He likes to play chess. He's not a football player.
I'm a really hot and cold kind of guy with him, because like he looks really good in his film, and then I kind of got this like there's something wrong vibe at the combine, because he didn't do a lot of his drills, and maybe he was just saving them for his pro day. But it just, to me, I don't know, that injury kind of inhibited him for the rest of the year.
I'm just trying to comprehend the fact that there was just a flyover at the draft.
Yes, I know. I just saw that too. But I mean, I think it's 7 realistically. I mean, I think he'll go in the top 10, but I really don't see him going at 1, 2, or 3. I really feel like 4 and 5. I feel like a Jets team would really like propel his career, because I feel like, not having the pressure of, you don't have to get after very mobile quarterbacks outside of Allen, maybe getting to take on more pocket passers like Mac Jones.
What am I hearing?
What?
Am I hearing an ad somewhere?
We don't have ads yet. They don't want us to win.
It must be. I'm hearing it in my ears, so it must be something on one of my monitors here, as I'm looking at stuff. Sorry, I was hearing something weird, and I was what am I hearing?
Upgrade to Spotify Premium.
No, I've got you guys. I've got the draft. I've got videos popping up here. It's like, what is going on right now? Right? I got all this audio in my ear. But going back to Thibodeau, Alex. So when a guy is classified as sometimes disappears and he's your edge, I think that elucidates your point of, maybe he's not the guy that everybody thinks he is. Maybe he has that upside, but is his game that good that people actually notice when he disappears? Right? Just a question to throw it at you.
I think he's good, but I just look at a lot of these defensive pieces, and you just look at their production and you're like, wow. And then I kind of look at his production. It was like first half of the season, you're like, wow, this is great. But I mean, what happens if he sustains an injury in the first 5 games if he goes to the Jets? Is he going to have his slump off of or is he just not going to play? I mean, I just think there's a lot of risk reward going for him. I feel like
emphatically said if he goes to the Jets, right?
If he goes to the Jets, which is where a lot of people have him projected right now,
including this guy. Also, when are we going to get into my mock draft? Because I want to show the people.
Dive in. I the last thing I was going to ask about was the guy that is kind of, I think, going to surprise, maybe not surprise the pundits, will surprise me, is a guy I honestly hadn't heard about, and that's Garrett Wilson from Ohio State.
Yeah.
He was so overshadowed, right?
He has been
Smith and
overshadowed.
Jigba and Olave, right?
Yeah. but he's such a good receiver. Just
number
good.
2 in their receiving behind Smith and Jigba, right? I mean, that maybe he'll level up somewhere. I don't know. I'm looking at CBS and they've got him projected as 7th.
In my opinion, he is a very clinical route runner. Like he is the definition of run this route right. And if he runs his route right, hits his brakes right, I mean, he's going to destroy corners without having to just go Tyreek Hill sheer speed down the field. Like
I see a lot of
Williams will.
Yeah, I see a little bit of like Odell in his game, just with the smoothness that he has in and out of his breaks. Like he looks like he was born. I don't want to spoil it in my mock draft, but I'll say something about how he just looks, he's a natural with running routes. It just looks normal for him, the way he shakes people off. Not to mention he has very strong hands.
There's your segue, Austin.
Yeah.
Tell us
going
about
into
your
the segue,
mock draft.
Let's go to Austin. Okay, let's go. All right, all right, what we got here? What do I got? Where'd it go? Okay, there we go. No, I don't need it. It's right on the tab. Let me wait a second.
Oh, here we go.
Wait.
Which tab? Which tab is it?
Wait. I got it. We only come correct here at SMC across the board. All right. So here we go. As you can see, this is Austin's super official, super cool mock draft, everybody. Woo!
Super official, super cool mock draft.
It's true. All right, now let's get to the first overall pick. I have the Jacksonville Urban Meyer Survival Support Group picking Trayvon Walker because they are, in fact, a poverty franchise. I think it would be the ultimate icing on this.
Okay, I got to stop you right there. What is the Jacksonville Urban Meyer Survival Support Group?
Is that not what they are?
I mean, I don't even know what to say to that.
Oh, I have one of these for every team. So
that's fantastic.
It's great.
The entertainment level on this is fantastic.
So, I'm only really going to be mean about this one because, like, I call them a poverty franchise because they are, and they're going to pick him, and it'll be stupid. But you just have to look at that, like 99.9 percentile athleticism that he has. He's a genuinely like an outlier amongst outliers in terms of how athletic he is. And, we talked about it. Balk has drafted guys like that before. And I think that, geez, I really am looking like a ghost, aren't I? So I gotta scooch over a little bit. Okay. So now for the Detroit kneecap biters, we have my boy, Aiden Hutchinson. As you can see, he was amazing in his final season at UMich. Just everything about playing edge, he excels at, in my opinion. And
the Detroit kneecap biters.
Yep.
All right.
Number 3, the team that I think could honestly draft any player and it'd be good because they're just so deprived of talent. The Houston Texans.
I will quote the team that literally needs help at every position.
It's true.
It is true. I'm going to agree with Austin.
I'm really proud of the Joe. He said I said he has absolutely gross run blocking and get it because his first name's Icky.
I have absolutely no disagreement here. None.
There we go. All right. So then we have the 5th most disappointing New York sports franchise, the New York Jets.
The 5th most disappointing New York.
I feel like they could go at 2. I feel really like they're right after the Knicks, maybe.
Nah, I feel like Knicks, it's definitely the Knicks,
the Mets,
the Mets, and then the Yankees are always disappointing for some odd reason. And then there's the 4th. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll get to the 4th most later. But anyways, I have the Jets drafting Kayvon Thibodeau because, and this is some of my favorite analysis, while he may not have all the sauce, he definitely has the juice. So, maybe some of the more refined elements of pass rushing aren't his exact cup of tea, but the dude can bend. Almost
and
like Beckham,
roll people
if
over.
you will.
I mean, he'll just roll people.
Anyways. Now it's time for the 4th most disappointing New York sports franchise, the New York Giants. I have them drafting Evan Neal because he is, in fact, a certified Bruce Feldman freak 7 days a week. And I think he fits a big need for that Giants team. I know they've been
protecting the future of Daniel Jones.
Exactly. Whose option wasn't picked up.
Brian Daboll will turn. I heard this on a podcast today. Brian Daboll will turn Daniel Jones into a cost or a Walmart Josh Allen.
Wow.
Walmart
Inspiring words
wow.
of confidence there. All right. Pick number 6. I have the team haunted by the ghost of Cam Newton's shoulder. Malik Will. I have been drafting Malik Willis, the quarterback out of Liberty, because in fact he does have a big arm. The ball goes very far when he throws it. And in a little bit more sincere analysis, I really think he's the best rushing quarterback in college since Lamar Jackson. I think he's like, if you were to draft him as a running back, I would not be opposed to that. And I feel like the Panthers are just kind of in no man's land, and Malik Willis gives them a defined direction. The kind of offense.
Talent go brrr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's got a howitzer on that right shoulder of his.
Oh my God.
So the 7th pick, is the Giants again. I have them selecting Sauce Gardner. And I guarantee you, I will bet my bottom dollar that the broadcast will mention that he's never allowed a touchdown in his career. I would bet money on that, but it's true. He never has. I said he's built like a pterodactyl. He's like 6'3", 190, big ol' arms, a racer on the outside, just taking people away. And, he just kind of fits the prototype for what press man cornerbacks look like in the NFL these days. And for the 8th pick, I really didn't want to write a joke for them, the Falcons, because, they just kind of write themselves. I do have them picking, to mild drama, I do have them picking Derek Stingley Jr. Because I feel like I alluded to this earlier. He does have the Mona Lisa of college football defensive back play in 2019. That true freshman season was chef's kiss.
We haven't seen it for 2 years,
but it still happened.
Okay, 2 years.
Mona
There's
Lisa?
a big difference.
Yes.
Mona Lisa.
Defensive back play.
It's true. Can you imagine coming into the SEC as like a 19-year-old and like being the best in the country? That's bonkers to me. And, amazing athlete. Plus, think about him and AJ Terrell locking people down on the outside, giving the Falcons that back to front, kind of building back to front.
So Marcus Mariota can throw the football.
Yes. Anyways, this is the team that should really just suck it up and trade for Baker. I don't know why they haven't already. He's just got to do it. I've been picking Charles Cross. One of my other favorite bits of analysis, because wouldn't it be so funny if they draft an offensive tackle right after Russ leaves? I think that'd be quite humorous.
I just love the fact that you said because Russ just left and it would be objectively hilarious.
It is. Come on.
I mean, great analysis.
Also, he is the best, I think in my opinion, is the best pass protector in the draft.
Mm-hmm. When you combine that, I think he had the most pass blocking snaps in the SEC last season in that area.
Yeah, Will Rogers threw the ball 53 times a game. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Yeah. When you look at the volume that he had to withstand at Mississippi State while also being in the SEC, I think he profiles as the best pass protector of this group.
Smooth as butter.
It's true. Very good ass, very smooth. All right. Speaking of smooth as butter, I got Garrett Wilson, hailing from the team that Michigan beat. Fun fact. So
are y'all never gonna let that go?
Nope. No, I got to watch it happen. It was one of the greatest days of my life.
All right.
We got to storm the field and sing Mr. Brightside. It was
oh
amazing.
Boy, ladies and gentlemen, we have our special guest has arrived.
Do we? I'm so
he
excited.
Is here, ladies and gentlemen. I think he's loading in right now. But if he is here, we have actually someone who knows things about sports outside
Unlike
of
the
us.
rest of us, yeah.
They're not just college kids who just take swings in the dark and professors.
Look at this guy.
We have Anthony Treesh from Pro Football Focus.
Anthony, what's up, buddy?
Say hi to Anthony in the chat.
Doing pretty good. How's everybody doing?
Doing amazing.
Doing great.
You are looking all buff, my guy.
I've been trying. It's
look at them shoulders. I mean, wow. I mean, damn.
I know. I've been trying to clean up my act. It's kind of hard in college. It's hard to find that motivation with all that schoolwork. But no, I'm excited now for this draft finally. With all of the talk and I got to Monday this week and it was just like, damn, we're talking about the same stuff and just regurgitating, just false narratives at this point. So I'm pumped, excited to get things underway, and I'm ready for football to come back here in 2022. I'm ready to start talking about next season, seeing these guys on the field.
I love
Okay,
it. I
so
absolutely love it.
We got to ask, who is your first pick?
Ooh, I would definitely take Aiden Hutchinson. It's going to be Trayvon Walker. But for the life of me,
Is this PFF insider knowledge or is this just a hunch?
No, it's Trayvon Walker. I mean, I would be very, very surprised if they kind of backed off that with Aiden Hutchinson, because this is just who Jaguars GM Trent Baalke. This is who he likes. He likes these freak specimens. He likes long arms. He's said it repeatedly. And also too, you kind of looking at his history, he doesn't have a good track record right now. And I think if he takes someone like Aiden Hutchinson, who's probably going to pan out, I'm pretty confident that he's going to be a very good NFL player. No one's going to care. No one's going to say, "Wow, good job. You took the guy everybody else would." But if you take a big risk, you can kind of help, up yourself, in the eyes of many. So I can kind of see where he's going here, but I just think it's going to blow up in their faces. They just need guys that can produce, and I don't think he can produce. He just has no natural feel at the position. And I get the argument that at Georgia, with some of the fronts that they play, he didn't really have a lot of true pass rush opportunities. But even when we did see those flashes, it looked like a raw player. He looked like it was a freshman out there. So I think if he's going to make an impact, it's going to be a few years down the road. So that's why I'd go Aiden Hutchinson, but it's probably going to end up being Trayvon Walker.
Yeah. Well, all right, so we asked our questions, so I'm gonna hit you with them. Who are your 3 favorite prospects in this draft?
Ooh, Nakobe Dean's one of them for sure, the Georgia All-Ball linebacker. Just looking at him, he had some of the best college film I've ever seen, and he's one of the most instinctive players I've ever seen. And you'll hear Kirby Smart talk about it. He calls him the commander-in-chief. That's what he referred to him this past year. He was the MVP of that defense. And, you look at his just technique overall, from a blitzing perspective, it's flawless. And, he also was able to check in 2 different fronts. He led the defense. He let people know, you saw that infamous clip where he was chewing out Channing Tindall at the goal line against Alabama, letting him know, "Hey, man, you're not supposed to do that." Channing Tindall ends up making a play right after that. I mean, he knows everybody's role. He's a very smart player, heady player. He is undersized, but very explosive. He's going to slide into round 2. Teams are concerned about the medical history, which is understandable, but I'm a big fan of him. Zach Tom from Wake Forest is another offensive lineman last year here at PFF, actually the highest graded offensive tackle from a pass protection perspective. I think he's a very refined player from a technical standpoint, very athletic, but he is undersized. Teams are going to want to move him to the inside. I do think that he is, even at the end on the interior, he's going to be a very productive NFL player. I think he can be a starter in the league for quite some time. And my third, I would probably have to go with, Tyler Linderbaum's another one.
There we go.
Yes. He's not for everybody, and he's going to slide. And it's not because teams don't think he's a good player. It's just he's a zone center. And how many zone centers open spots are there in the NFL? There's very few. So he's going to fall, to probably, I think, the second round at this point. That's probably where he's going to end up. But I think, the athleticism stands out. You get him on the move. You don't want him in a gap scheme offense. You get him in a zone heavy offense. He's going to thrive there. I'm not concerned, with his size. Some people think the anchor is going to be an issue. He's going to get pushed around by NFL nose tackles. I don't think he will. I mean, look at Jason Kelce, the longtime Philadelphia Eagles, one of the best centers in the NFL. I think he can have that type of play level. I think he can be a top 5 center for a very long time. So, those 3 guys who, none of them have a good, Zach Tom's not going in the first round. Heck, he might not even be off the board until round 3, if not later. But Nakobe Dean, Tyler Linderbaum, I think those 2 guys could probably slide into round 2. And I think they'd be pretty good steals at that point.
I know. And if I'm not mistaken, PFF Draft Guide does have the comp for Tyler Linderbaum as Jason Kelce, which I love that. He's like my favorite player in college football. Just watching him fly around. We've talked about it a lot on the podcast so far, but he's just so much fun to watch.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy. Our lead draft analyst, Mike Renner, that was the one player comp. I patted him on the back. I was like, you got that one right. He's got some ones where I'm like, I don't know about that. You got some shaky ones. But he hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah.
All right, Anthony, I want to know, who's the sleeper?
The sleeper, I think Zach Tom. I think he's going to be, for me, I put out my final big board over at pff.com today, top 100. I had him, I think it was 42nd, if not 41st.
Yeah,
he was in the low 40s. And I can't find anyone that has him, in the top 50. Nowhere even close to that. Consensus wise, I think he's around 130. He's being very, very much slept on. I really do think that he's going to be a starting player at the NFL level. I mean, he does some stuff that you see at the NFL level, you don't see at the collegiate level. The way he can use his hands independently, that's hard to see. With all of these offensive linemen, that's the thing. They just go with the two-hand punch, and they get killed in the NFL. They get absolutely exposed. The opposing pass rushers, when they face a rookie offensive lineman, they're licking their chops because they know how to beat him, and they're going to beat him handedly. But with someone like that, that's almost a little bit more seasoned, further along the developmental curve. I mean, that's what I like to see there. So I think that's the big sleeper in this draft. But yeah, I'm trying to think of another one off the top of my head. I will say one guy that is getting a little disrespected at this point, Christian Watson from North Dakota State. And, he's going to be a round 2 guy, probably later on in the 40s. And I think someone would probably be getting a good value. I think fit is a big thing with him. But, just seeing the growth that he had this past year at North Dakota State, very raw guy, 6'4", 208 pounds, the way he can move it's some of the most unusual movements that I've ever seen from someone that size. He's like, he is pretty much Trayvon Walker at wide receiver. He still could go first round, but he's probably going to slide in the 40s. And, the ball skills, the route running, the release package continuously got better. I saw him down up close and personal at the Senior Bowl down in Mobile, Alabama, and he was phenomenal. There was a Power 5 head coach right next to us. We're chatting it up, and he said right there, straight to the point, that guy's the best receiver here. Look at this route from him. And it was just crisp. I mean, a lot of people like Christian Watson. I would love to see him in Green Bay or Kansas City, get him in a good situation. I think he'll thrive. He can be used in creative ways, even out of the backfield, some sweeps, scheme touches right away. And I think he can continue to develop. But, I think wherever he lands, I think someone will be getting a good value there. And I think, some people have just kind of been picking fun at the fact that, he had some pretty ugly misses and tracking issues early on in his career. So that's the one I think is getting disrespected. I think the big sleeper, though, is Zach Tom.
All right, Anthony, I got a question that came in on the chat. Who's the hardest first-round prospect to get a read on?
Ooh, I would have to say probably would have to go with one of the quarterbacks. I think Malik Willis is very interesting. I will say Matt Corral and Sam Howell. Those are 2 quarterbacks that could go in the first round. And the way that they played in college, it's going to be hard to project them in the NFL because their offenses we just call them college-y offenses, right? It's just you're not going to see that in the NFL. It's Mickey Mouse stuff. It's unlike anything that they're going to get used to. And, Matt Corral with Lane Kiffin down there, just RPO city. I mean, half their plays are RPOs. It's just scheme throw after scheme throw. Sam Howell, a lot of RPOs too, doesn't throw over the middle of the field. It's just a lot of go balls. And this past year, he had all of his NFL talent leave him, and he was just playing schoolyard football, running around everywhere. Malik Willis put in that camp too. But I was talking with an NFL defensive coordinator at the Combine, and he went on a 15-minute rant about this and how just pissed off he is about some of these offenses. And, you could read some articles too. The Athletic does some good stuff where they're talking about, or actually it was Tom Pelissero, NFL Network. That's where it was. If you go read that article where they're getting anonymous, executives and coaches talk about these prospects. You can read a good, little excerpt there about Matt Corral and some of the Lane Kiffin stuff and how coaches are they're getting pissed. It's like it's helping them win in college football games, but it's not helping our job any. We don't know if these guys can play in the NFL. So those are the hardest ones to get a read on. I think Desmond Ridder is my pick out of the crop, but even then he has his own flaws too. I just think he can, he's more sound from a processing perspective, can get through his progressions, clean, decisive decision maker. And that's what you want to see. And someone I haven't mentioned yet, Kenny Pickett, that's what I have issues with. Slow processor. He's not a quick and decisive decision maker. And he's just, when in doubt, he's holding on to the ball. And then you do that at the NFL, you do that in college and you're playing Georgia Tech, UMass, you're going to get away with it. You're going to shred them. You do that against, I don't know, he goes to Pittsburgh, he plays the Baltimore Ravens or the Cincinnati Bengals, which are down the road for me. It's going to be an ugly, ugly day. So, it's interesting with this quarterback class. I don't think any are going in the top 10. I think someone might trade up for Malik Willis, maybe in the early teens. But I think we'll probably see 3 off the board tonight, but no in the top 10.
Do you think Sam Howell will go at 32 to the Lions?
I
As I keep hearing this situation keep popping up in everyone's draft, that whoever's left on the board at 32 is going to go to the Lions.
Okay, not to jump on your thing, Anthony, but I'm a big Detroit Lions fan. Do you mind if I I want to throw some PFF stats at you because
Let's go.
I actually am a PFF elite subscriber, no edge, no elite. So I have it. I know all the stuff.
Did you just
love that?
I did.
Anthony, you just fist pumped. You just fist pumped the fact that he's a subscriber.
Of course. I'm happy to hear that.
I didn't want to kind of fangirl, but Sherman told me about you my freshman year, and I've read a bunch of your articles on PFF. It's all great stuff. I would recommend everybody go check it out in the chat.
I appreciate that.
But I think when I look at Howell, I feel like he's kind of, in my mind, I feel like from the PFF perspective, he has to be the analytical darling of this class, right? I think he's the only quarterback with back-to-back 90 plus overall PFF grades in the class, I believe, right? Who's touted to go at least within the top 50 picks. And I think when you look at the production, as well as the arm that he obviously has, I remember one of the big facts I saw, since he started, he had the most big time throws in college football, if I'm not mistaken, since he took over as a starter. And he's got the high end traits with his arm, and he proved this year that he can at least be productive as a runner, I believe having the second highest rushing grade behind only Malik Willis. And I don't know why. I get the offense is a whole different thing from the NFL, but all the tools in my mind are there for a guy like Sam Howell to succeed. It's just, you got to be smart. Teams have to be smart in the way that they set up the situations around these quarterbacks. Because I feel like half the battle when you go from the college to the NFL is how teams make it easier for their incoming rookie quarterbacks. And I feel like Howell has all the tools to be a great quarterback, but teams just need to commit to his style of play.
Took the words right out of my mouth. That's why he's my quarterback 3 in this class. And I think he's going to end up being the 5th quarterback taken. Unfortunately, I mean, he has the arm talent, like you said, beautiful deep ball. I think he's probably going to come off the board in the 40s. And I think if Detroit's going to take a quarterback, it would be Malik Willis. I know for a long, long time, they thought long and hard about taking Malik number 2. That was a big thing on the rumor mill. That, if it was Thibodeau, if Aidan Hutchinson was somehow there, or it could be Malik Willis. They really do like Malik. But, with their situation with Goff, I think that they're going to bypass that. And I think someone's going to trade up to 31 or maybe even 30, possibly Seattle or Atlanta. And I think that's going to be the 3rd quarterback bite, and it's going to be Ritter or Corral. And I think Sam Howell is going to be the last man there. And I think he could be maybe an Indianapolis Colt, maybe an Atlanta Falcon if they stay put, maybe the Seattle Seahawks. But I think that's good value for someone like that. And, like you said, for all those reasons, it's just the offense did him no favors. The situation did him no favors. And it's just kind of, again, for like I mentioned a minute ago, it's just hard to get a good read on him. But at the end of the day, he has the arm talent. Like you said, he has the most big time throws of anybody in this draft class throughout their career. Now, again, they're not getting a lot of those pure passing concepts. That's not a lot, those impressive, NFL type of throws. But he can hit the deep ball, and the tools are there. And the big thing is, like you said, he's not a dynamic athlete, right? He's not going to be the best runner in the world. He's not the fastest in the world, but he was a playmaker out there. Teams like that. So I think he will be the 5th quarterback off the board. I wouldn't rule it out if he sneaks in there. But I think if he is the 5th quarterback off the board, slides in round 2, I think someone's getting value there, because at the end of the day, quarterback's the most important position on the field. There's a lot of unknown there, and there's been a lot of high moments with him. So that's some of the intrigue there.
All right, Anthony, 2 things before I let you go, because the pick is in. First, what are you doing tonight, and where are you?
And our office is Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm going to go out there, start cranking out some writing, doing some stuff for our live draft tracker over at pff.com with our PFF live show, which is going on right downstairs. Be working on the website for the next 2 days, and I'll be on the show Saturday for a nice 9-hour show. A little sleep deprived, so I'll be up all night working, and we'll have some good stuff over at pff.com.
And I do have one more thing that I would like to ask you, or tell you about also. Okay, so on this podcast, there was a running gag about how bad Spencer Rattler is, and I'm the only one that believes in him because I have the PFF subscription. I know he led the nation in CPOE and negatively graded throw rate last year. All right, so I need all of you in the chat and whoever are on this podcast to go read his article about why South Carolina might win the SEC East next year, because It is
Not
the reason
happening,
that
Austin.
I have a future. Tell it to the guy who wrote the article.
I'm a Kentucky
It's-
fan. It's not happening, guys. Sorry. We're here to
That was
ruin the party.
not to
We're
look
here
like
to
a
ruin the
fool.
party.
Not to look foolish, but that was you, right? I do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
okay.
was me. It's
Yeah.
kind of mind blowing that, and I don't like to use quarterback wins as a stat, but it is mind blowing that a kid that went 15-2 as a starter, it was, statistically still a very good college quarterback before he got pulled, who would be starting at 128 of the 129 FBS schools, is now the worst quarterback in the country and not a draft pick. I know you're a Kentucky fan, but I'm blown away by the Will Levis draft hype already for 2023. Well, Spencer Rattler's over there. It's just interesting. I think we're going to have a fun college football season. I think if Georgia slips up, maybe South Carolina can get in there. I think it's going to be, last year, the parity was, unlike anything we've really seen in recent years in college football. I think we're going to get another year of that. Because even at the top, those teams have vulnerabilities. Even Alabama, the offensive line's still going to stink. And it's going to create some fun, exciting moments when it's, not expected. So the South Carolina, I think they're going to be a squad. We're big Shane Beamer guys over here. He's a genuine head coach, one of the nicest head coaches in college football. And they are definitely doing something special.
Walker
take
went
that.
one.
Ah!
Walker went one. Anthony, thanks for joining us.
So
buddy.
much. Yeah. Thank you so
you.
much for your
We
time.
Have fun
appreciate
tonight.
Of course. You too, guys. Thank you for having me.
You can check out Anthony on Twitter at PFF_Anthony. He's one of ours. He's an IUPUI guy. And I'm telling you, this guy has been brilliant since day one. And I love to see his stuff. And Austin's a fangirl of him. So, it's got to be legit if Austin is fangirling.
I didn't get to tell him to say hi to George and Eric for me because they're my favorites. But that's
Oh my God.
Did you
know
guys?
is that segment went way longer than he can afford, and he missed a pick. So
Trayvon Walker
I
just
don't-
came off the board. Oh
I
my
don't
God.
care, man. Did you see? I stayed strapped with the PFF stats. I was
you
not gonna
did.
look
It was
like a
great.
fool.
No, that was great. I just know he's probably running right now. That's the one thing I was concerned about is I didn't want him running.
Class act.
Dude doesn't look anything like when he first came to IUPUI. Let me tell you, dude is thick. I mean, his shoulders are
He looks
huge.
huge. Oh my God.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's so awesome to see him.
Does Trent Baalke get fired after this? Because the reports this morning, the Lions president wanted Aiden Hutchinson.
I mean, if the Lions draft Hutchinson,
Or no, I mean the Jaguars. Jaguars president wanted Hutchinson instead of Trayvon.
Well, it's something that only time will tell, but we do have a mountain of data that tells us that Aiden Hutchinson will be a good NFL
And the
player.
Lions pick is in.
Gee, I wonder who. I swear, if it's Malik Willis, I'm going to throw my chair.
We're all just gonna be
Jeez.
sitting here.
I wonder. They had 10 minutes and they took 2. We're all raising our eyebrows.
The kid from Michigan.
Mayhaps.
Wow, Mel Kiper looks really confused too.
Mel Kiper looks like he doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, Mel Kiper's.
Man, that's so awesome to see him. I love the fact that he was willing to join us, man.
Oh my gosh, that was
he's
awesome.
a pro's pro, man. He's legit.
See, I have
super
somebody
happy.
who works in sports journalism who says that Spencer Rattler is a good quarterback. Therefore, his opinion is more valid than all of yours who are watching.
I don't
this right
I
now.
don't
Still
have an
gonna-
opinion. So
We're still gonna destroy him.
For what? For what?
He's Spencer Rattler.
He's
Oh,
good.
man.
He's going to be great when the Lions draft
my
him at 3
gosh.
next year.
man,
Book it.
all right, who's going? Is it Hutchinson?
It
I
has to
feel like it has to be. Like there's no way around it. But now I'm wondering what Houston's doing at 3.
Mhm.
Because this is following the mock draft order. So if Hutchinson doesn't go here, this is where the whole draft gets thrown to. I think 3, 4, and 5 are unknown right now. I don't know. It's got to be Hutchinson. I mean, really? How could it be anybody else?
All right. Pick 2 in.
Ooh, boom, 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 boom.
I think your first 2 were pretty obvious.
Hey, let's go. The only one that I'm absolutely also certain about is Trent McDuffie to the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm on that.
Like I said,
Hutchinson, he's coming home to Michigan.
That's my
great
boy.
kid.
Oh
Great
my
kid.
gosh.
Goodness.
The Lions fan base right now. I just would love to be on Lions Twitter right now.
Woo!
He's representing. We got our guy here, Austin, representing the Lions fan base.
It's a great draft pick, and quite frankly, the Jaguars are foolish for not selecting him and selecting Trayvon Walker because
be honest, I'm not going to disagree with that.
I personally think he has all like the telltale signs of like a Hall of Fame pass rusher. Personally, just like the production, the frame, the athleticism, the leadership, the everything, literally everything. He is good at everything. He's not just good at it; he was the best. So, I think it's a slam dunk pick for Detroit.
My gosh.
Who just
who does Houston go with here? In my opinion, I think I'm going for Evan Neal because to me, he feels like the most safe option because you can play him at guard or tackle.
I think he kind of hurt himself in the pre-draft process by not really participating at the combine. And obviously the production and the versatility are big, especially in the SEC. Well, you look at a guy like Aquanu who tested out of the roof at the combine.
Yeah, but did he face harder edge defenders? I think that's where my opinion is who faced the best edge defenders, because if he's going to Houston, realistic, who are you lining up against every year? I mean, you'll be lining up in now Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen coming out of Jacksonville. Bud Dupree has been a mid-tier pass rusher. Who's on the Titans front line? The dude that's just a unit.
Jeffrey Simmons.
Yeah, Jeffrey Simmons. And the Colts now have Yannick Ngakoue.
And DeForest Buckner still, right?
Yeah, and DeForest Buckner. So I still think I feel like you have to go for whoever will protect your prized package of a quarterback best. Okay, I have to ask the question everyone was talking about today. Does a running back go in the first round tonight?
Can you get the sensor ready, Sherman?
The sensor?
Yeah, the bleeper.
Oh, sure.
Can you just do it now? I was gonna say, wait.
I hammered it.
Sorry. Hell no. Oh.
It's fine.
All you said was hell.
Okay, I wasn't gonna say anything worse than that, but hell no. Are you kidding me?
Really? Because
in the year of our Lord 2022,
there's been this conversation that I've seen brewing on Twitter. Breece Hall from Iowa State. If any of you all haven't looked into him, he had a 99 athleticism rating. The only running back to have that athleticism rating in the past few years has been, drum roll please, Jonathan Taylor. They're comparing him to a lower end, a high ceiling, very low floor though. Like he really will need to be refined in running. But I mean, why wouldn't Buffalo take a swing at him at 25?
Because they're a smart team.
Who are they draft at 25 then? That's my question.
Like Andrew Booth Jr., one of the wide receivers.
I saw Booth Jr. going to Cincinnati for a corner.
I think that Buffalo, along with Baltimore, Cleveland, they are analytic savvy teams. And I really do think that Buffalo especially is not going to take a running back in the first round.
Okay.
I could see, who could I see doing it? Honestly, maybe like Tampa. I don't even know.
Okay, so this is my one claim to fame. Bam. That's the number 2 draft pick standing right beside me.
Oh my gosh.
Next to our very own Dr. Jeff Sherman.
Right? And right next to me on the other side is Hassan Haskins and then Josh Ross, man. Bottom line. Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun day.
That was the squad that killed OSU. John Ross was great, and the linebacker Hassan Haskins, I think, had like 4 touchdowns.
He was ridiculous.
Hutchinson,
he set a record in that game.
Yeah, Hutchinson, I believe, had like 13 pressures or something wacky like that.
I like Ajabo out of Michigan too. That dude is a straight monster. All right, who do we think Texans take here?
Icky. Icky or Stingley?
I'm going Evan. I think Evan's gonna go. I think this is gonna be I feel like these.
I'm gonna go Gardner.
Gardner.
That would not be a bad pick either.
They don't have very good corners right now.
And corner is a very valuable position.
Do we think I heard this conversation. Do we think someone trades tonight? Because there's a lot of teams looking to move back in the draft. Do you think someone's going to roll the dice and move up in the draft? Has been the conversation.
I don't know.
I would genuinely be shocked if the Texans or the Saints didn't move up, because I feel like Mickey Loomis always trades up. There's actually a very cool chart done by, I believe it was Connor McQuiston, who works for PFF on Twitter, talking about like which GMs like to trade down and trade up. And Mickey Loomis was like at the very end of the like spectrum of likes to trade up. Like he was the outlier.
It was a corner. They went with Stingley.
Woo! That's a dope pick. I am all on board with that.
That pick just shifts a lot of everyone's big boards.
Yeah.
Because he was projected 7. Do the Jets follow this up with Sauce?
Mm.
Who do the Jets go with at 4? Thibodeau? We're going to get all our freak athletes off the table by pick 5, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here's the Mona Lisa highlight tape.
Dude, it's perfect. It's chef's kiss.
Does he line up against George Pickens in this? No, that's not George Pickens.
Bruh, he had to go up against Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson in practice. Listen.
It says the Jets need a wide receiver, mauling pass rusher, ball hawking defensive back. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Gardner.
I think it's Gardner or Thibodeau.
I thought Gardner was going to the Giants for sure, though.
Maybe Hamilton.
Could be.
If we see 3, I think if we see 3 secondary guys go, I might be concerned for the rest of the draft.
Rishi in the chat called. He said they like Stingley over Sauce.
Yeah,
nice, good call, Rishi.
Wow.
Sauce. I'll say
Also,
I think Stingley fits better, and if you want to play him at slot, he's more versatile. Sauce has to be an island corner.
Yeah, I just think Stingley is
well done, Rishi. Well done.
Stingley's
from across the board.
Stingley's uber athleticism, I think, allows him to play anywhere on the defense. And I think that's, to your point, Alex, I think that's a really good point, that Gardner could probably only really excel at that outside press man position.
Yeah, I saw the comparison today. He'll almost play like how Darrelle Revis played on the Jets if he was there. He's gonna play that outside corner, hawking, man coverage, like good zone coverage corner. He's not going to be an over the middle, like inside of the field kind of guy who's going to break up those passes. Those are your more Kyle Hamiltons and Stingleys, in my opinion.
So, Tyler, you dropped in the chat that the Bills are taking a corner. Which corner is going to hang around to 25?
Khair Lamb is the one everyone's been talking about out of Florida. He's really good, really pro graded. I think he's like third. He might be like top 40 on Anthony's big board. Maybe
PFF had him in the mid-20s, I think.
Also, Rishi now is pulling out he predicted Icky. But he just said in the chat they like Stingley over Sauce. I don't know. I gave him a golf clap. Is it deserved? Gentlemen, is it deserved?
I think it is.
All right.
I don't know.
All right. We'll still give Rishi that.
I also want to shout out Rishi, because he's the one, he texted me while Tresh was here, and he was like, find a way to talk about Spencer Rattler.
Austin, Rishi's the reason why he was now running down the hallway.
He's running late, right?
Yeah, it was all Rishi. I had to do it.
He texted me back. I thanked him for coming on, and he texted me back, and he said, "Nah, we're good." So we have a special guest that has arrived. Wait.
Hello.
Is that Mrs. Sherman?
That is Mrs. Doctor. Yes.
Mrs. Doctor.
Okay, hold on. Let me mute for a second.
All right.
I don't know. I feel like the Jets are sitting here looking at this pick confused. Oh, here it comes.
Oh,
dude, I think I think it's Thibodeau. I gotta go Thibodeau.
That's my final guess too. I just think he has all the prodigious tools that you would want.
Or do you think they roll with an offensive lineman now that they've seen? No, maybe they go Thibodeau and they hold off on their offensive lineman until 10.
I think Cross would still probably be there. At
I think
10
but if Neal, because if Icky is getting slid
She's
back,
exiting, so she was waving.
if Icky's getting slid back, then maybe these offensive linemen aren't going to go as high as we thought. I think Carolina drafts an offensive lineman now. I think they roll the dice and grab Icky and rock with Sam Darnold for one more year.
I really am wanting to know who the Jets pick here because
I know.
Ooh, it's either Thibodeau or Gardner. Final answer.
Yeah, me and Austin think it's Thibodeau personally.
Yeah.
All right.
If it's an offensive
sorry,
lineman,
I wasn't listening at that point because my wife was showing me something on her phone. So
if it's an offensive lineman, I'm gonna be blown away. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
because they honestly have a pretty decent offensive line.
Yeah, but I feel like having a
depth, maybe.
They already have like Mekhi Becton, Elijah Vera Tucker.
Yeah, but
is that depth?
Yeah, but they don't have a.
I'm not sure.
I can't believe New York.
Question,
New York has 4 of 10 picks. That's
I just think that hopefully New York is chasing those valuable players, the edge defenders, cornerbacks.
Yeah. I really think if they bolster their defense, it will help their offense out a lot more.
Yeah.
I think I saw all mock situations today. It said they take a defender with 4 and then they go at 10 and grab a wide receiver. And that kind of like bounces out on the scale for their team.
I'm trying to figure out what's BPA.
BPA?
BPA. Tyler said, I think if Gardner goes at 4, that'll push the Bills to go BPA if corners fly off
best
the board.
Best player available.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I thought you said EPA. I was estimated points added.
I'm
talking
an idiot,
about more analytics.
So, BPA is not, I would have probably put
best pick available.
Best pick. I don't know, but BPA makes sense. Well done, Tyler.
I don't think
stumped me.
There's a lot of corners though. They have a lot of corners graded within their top 40. So I think there's a lot of guys who are maybe more outliers on our vision, like guys like Petrie from Baylor and
I love me some Jalen Petrie.
Lamb.
The Boo Birds. The
Boo
Birds
guys
are all over Roger.
Oh goodness.
Sauce Gardner goes number 4.
Oh
really?
My goodness.
Wow.
I think this is the NFL getting woke to the ways of the world.
You know what, though? This falls nicely for the 4th worst team in New York because they're in their top need O-line.
Yeah, they're just gonna go with Icky at this point.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, just draft one of the blue chip offensive tackle prospects. The trend that I am curious to see whether or not it comes to fruition is I feel if there's going to be a big run on wide receivers in like the middle of this first round, and I just wonder who's going to be the first team to start it.
That's because
I feel like
Jets got to start it.
I feel like you could argue the Falcons could take a wide receiver. I feel like you could even argue the Giants at 7 could take a wide receiver. Yeah, I feel like you could argue that it might even start at like 13.
Now, CBS is not saying that's one of their needs. CBS is saying their needs are O-line, corner, edge, and linebacker.
But I think the Jets really like to add upon Elijah Moore to have those kind of 2 dynamic pieces to play with your offense. I mean, would be really nice. I don't know how I feel about Sauce to the Jets. I don't know. I'm in between. I like it and then I don't like it.
Sauce. I still can't. Sauce.
I don't know.
Is that his nickname?
Yeah, it's his nickname. His first name is Ahmad Gardner.
I realize that. I just don't know why Goodell would say Sauce.
Because it's his, like, every announcer calls him that.
For you guys that had did you guys, like, for who had the coverage up, did they mention that he never gave up a touchdown in college?
No, I have it on mine on mute.
I haven't heard anything.
It's showing in coverage, 0 TDs allowed.
There it is.
How does he do it? How does he
Austin,
do
you
it?
do have lights in your room, right?
And dings
Yes.
in the chat. One's in the chat for Austin.
One's in the
that
chat
out.
for your boy, Austin Stradamus.
Oh, God.
How does he do it? I'm genuinely confused. How does he do it?
I'm trying to figure out what I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing half of a chair.
This is
Blurred.
I think Giants go icky here.
They're calling Evan Neal their best fit.
well,
Yeah, because Evan Neal can play guard and Icky really can't because Icky's a lot
didn't he,
wider.
he played center too, right?
Icky?
Let's go back
Evan
to
Neal. I believe he played every position across the offensive line at some point in time during his Alabama career.
I think we need to go back to the mock draft.
Well, let's go back to PFF Anthony. His top 100 list has Charles Cross from Mississippi State.
And I know at the PFF official draft guide that Mike Renner did has Charles Cross as the third best prospect in this draft.
I mean, he has him above Linderbaum. He has him above Neal on his top 100. So,
In my opinion, though, if you are the Giants, are you throwing the football more in your new scheme, though, or is it going to be the Saquon resurgence scheme? Because I think it's going to be the Saquon resurgence scheme where they're going to run, they're going to go run heavy, pass every once in a while. But the Giants do need a quarterback or a wide receiver, in my opinion. They have
Tyler's dropping breaking news in the chat.
Oh,
Trayvon Walker got into a crash before the draft, crashing into multiple parked cars.
you're kidding me.
I got to go to Twitter for this.
Check Twitter.
Twitter is the
I don't know if this is breaking. This is days ago. He just put it in the chat. Was he that stunned that he went number one or what?
No, he was sitting in his house.
All right, Tyler, when did this happen? Because it's not breaking news.
Yes, it is. Before the draft, Trayvon Walker was in a serious car accident in Georgia with 2 parked cars per Tom Pacelio. He emerged without any injuries somehow. No citations, but a scare for sure. Ian Rappaport tweeted it. You gotta know it's coming. It's real if it's coming from Rapp.
Shot.
Unreal.
Way to go, Jaguars. Let's go.
Your first round draft pick almost kills himself in a car accident. Yes.
Wait a minute, what did you call them? The Urban Meyer support squad?
The survived Urban Meyer support group.
Oh my gosh, Twitter already has Aiden Hutchinson in a Lions uniform.
There we go. That's what NFL draft Twitter is all about. Hey kid, you want to see Malik Willis with a Steelers jersey? How about him with a Panthers jersey?
How about him with a Panthers jersey?
How about him with a Panthers?
I think the Panthers are gonna sit on this. I think this is the interesting. I don't think they're gonna go for a quarterback. I think everyone's thought they're gonna go for a quarterback the whole time, and now they're gonna change up and they're gonna go offensive lineman because there's such a depth of offensive linemen still left on the board that no one thought were gonna be on the board.
Giants pick is in. Aren't they the 4th worst team in New York?
They are the 4th most disappointing New York sports franchise, according to my mock
Who's
draft.
that 6?
According to my mock draft.
Your mock draft has not held tried and true yet, Austin.
Well, I didn't expect the NFL to be this woke, taking cornerbacks back to back in the
guy
top
up there throwing
5?
up his hands on stage?
He's excited though. He looks like
Honestly,
he
I'm
looks
proud
like
of
he's
the
about to
NFL.
pass out.
They realized that
A lifelong
quarterback
Nice. They're bringing a lifelong Giants fan on. Nice.
those exist. I just assumed
Austin.
I just assumed that if you're a life, never mind. That would have that you guys will have to subscribe to us on Patreon for that joke. I'm gonna have to.
4 D1 athletes right
Get
there.
this. You get this for
Oh no, it's a whole joke. You're gonna need to bleep it for like 10 seconds.
I don't think the bleep works with Austin though. I feel like we still hear the joke. We might have to shut the stream down. All right, guys, it's my first stream. We can't
listen
get
to this.
canceled.
Ooh, new guy.
Ooh. All right, odds are they draft
Kayvon Thibodeau.
really.
So they're holding tried and true to what we thought. Or
Wow.
no, we flipped that because we had Thibodeau going to the. I don't know how I feel about Thibodeau.
I feel like he has
Wow.
all the talent and production in the world.
But I think he's
Wow.
going to get annoyed with the Giants in about 2 weeks of offseason practice.
That is true.
So
He's like, screw this. I'm going to go play chess.
CBS's draft tracker has got that is the first A draft pick. So it took until pick 5 for them to give an
Thibodeau
A.
to the Giants, not Hutchinson to the Lions. I feel like
They
that's
gave
an A+.
Trayvon Walker's pick a B-. They
Yeah.
gave Hutchinson a B+.
That's stupid. I'm sorry, but what?
Wow.
I disagree. All the major media outlets are stupid. The only ones you should listen to are us and Pro Football Focus. Can you get them to sponsor us, Sherman?
Yeah. I do need a free
Yeah,
subscription.
free PFF Elite subscription. I pay $200 a year for mine, and it's worth every penny.
Oh my God, what is happening?
I don't know this draft is going cuckoo crazy, bonkers, if you will.
If you will.
Quarterback. I mean, do we think a quarterback goes off the board here?
I think there's a chance.
I don't see it though.
So far, only the top 2 picks of my mock draft have been correct.
Does Pickett go here? Because the Panthers have really rolled with Pickett. Like he's been their guy according
All right,
to.
so let's go back to PFF for a minute. Trayvon Walker, below average pick. Aiden Hutchinson, very good pick. Stingley, very good. Gardner, very good.
Mm-hmm.
Thibodeau has not been rated yet.
I'm assuming they'll give him a very good. I know how they work. Like based on, I'm
Thibodeau
surprised.
is hyped up right now on the stage. Thibodeau and this guy. Oh my goodness,
Bro, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the energy right here in my living room. I'm feeling it.
he's gonna break all the bedazzles off his suit. Oh my gosh, the kid's old.
Would you be that excited if you were there?
I mean, I probably would be, but like, if it was if the Colts had a first round pick, sure, I'd be excited. But I mean, I'm not a Giants fan, so.
My question is, who's going to be the first team to get an elite draft grade from PFF? I feel like whatever team drafts like Kyle Hamilton and the teens,
I think
is gonna be the one who
I think Jamo's going to be the one that's going to get the highest rating wherever Jamison Williams falls to.
I think he is their number one. He's
Wide
PFF's
receiver.
number one wide receiver, yeah. Which I think is kind of weird considering he didn't even have a grade over 80. But
Yeah,
whatever.
Oh my gosh, they're panning on Malik. ESPN. Oh, and Pickett. Oh,
Does the
quarterback has to
production
go here. A
does
quarterback
the
has to go
production
now.
know something we don't?
Yes, they have to know. I think.
Oh,
here's
of course
the-
they do.
It's got to be Willis, right?
No, I think my hot take is gonna hold. The hot take I've had brewing for 4 months that Pickett goes first in the quarterback class.
I'm going to be cards on the table for all the folks at home and you guys on the podcast. I have a bet about Drake London just has to be drafted after the 10th pick, and then I make money. So
I mean, I could see it.
cards on the table.
He's laying
It's
it
gonna
out
happen.
there.
So
I
that's all I'm really here for. Because honestly, the Lions drafting Hutchinson, I feel like is more not even it's a no-brainer pick, but they're just I feel like the Lions are a little lucky that the Jaguars are so stupid as to pass on the best player in this draft class.
The Jaguars slander is going to be on the show for about the
They're
next
so
2 months.
The
dumb.
Jaguars slander is going to be here forever.
Imagine
I cannot wait for the preseason show. The preseason show is going to be so much fun.
POV, you just drafted the best quarterback prospect of the best 10 years. And with your second pick in that first round, you drafted a running back. Now you drafted basically an athlete that happens to play edge defender. Like
Maybe he'll be their new running back.
girl boss, in the words of one of my dear friends, girl boss, make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Okay, Panthers. All right. Oh, God. I don't want it. I think it's going to be Pickett. If Malik goes off the table, That hot take is just dumpstered.
You think if it is Pickett, do you think teams? Because I do believe that Willis was the consensus top quarterback in this class. Do you think there's a scramble to trade up for Malik Willis?
No, I think everyone's going to sit off on Willis
Mm-hmm.
because you look at
The Thibodeau got a very good rating from PFF.
because it goes after Panthers, it goes Giants, Falcons, Seahawks, Jets, Washington, Vikings, Texans,
Do you think the
all the way
Seahawks
until 20. All those teams
are good?
are good and they're content with their quarterbacks. That's what they've
So-
all said.
I feel
So
like the
PFF
Seahawks.
PFF has got Icky going to Carolina.
That makes sense to me. He's
Yeah,
a great player.
that's what I've heard. I mean, offensive lineman to protect Sam Darnold. You're already paying Sam Darnold a buttload of money. So, I mean, why not?
Not to mention the picks he gave up for him.
Yeah, why not run the table with him? And I mean, next year there'll be better quarterbacks, of course. I mean,
Spencer Rattler.
also
Also
Will
Spencer
Levis, Bryce
Will.
Young,
Bryce, CJ Stroud.
DJ Stroud. All those guys will be draft eligible. And then, of course, you'll get those West Coast guys that'll be tossed in there.
And there's always one who rises up the draft boards.
Yeah.
The Joe Burrow, the Kenny Pickett. I feel like this works perfectly for the Lions rebuild timeline because it's just stack up.
Oh my
on-
gosh, look at these draft predictors. They have them at 98% going at 11. Who's at 11 right now?
Commanders.
Commanders.
Oh my God. If Washington takes a quarterback, Carson Wentz is probably going to end up crying.
I think
Good.
I think Seattle will take the first cue.
It makes the most sense. I feel.
I think
yeah.
they,
And you know what? It wouldn't surprise me because you had rated Willis, right? You had rated him as the next best running quarterback since Lamar.
Yeah. I think in terms of his ability as a pure rusher, I feel like it's not like he has bad pocket presence. I'll be honest, he takes a lot of sacks. But it's just his ability with the ball in his hands as a runner is I do personally be the best we've seen since Lamar
So
Jackson.
it makes you wonder, do they replace Russell with the same type of player?
Malik's
I really
on his
don't think
phone right now.
I really don't think he's the same kind of player as someone like Russell Wilson, though. Russell Wilson was an elite thrower who just also happened to be extremely evasive. I feel like Malik Willis is kind of part of this new breed, and even him and like Lamar Jackson are different because Lamar, I feel like, does not have the arm that Malik Willis does, but he was a lot better at getting through his progressions, which is still something I think is very underrated about Lamar Jackson. But I think Malik Willis is...
They're going offensive lineman. Kenny Pickett just murmured the words no on camera to his trainer.
Well, that means it's going to be Malik Willis.
I don't.
To Carolina?
Yeah, that's my final.
I'm going. They go
It's-
offensive lineman and shock the world.
It's Equinu.
That also I think is a very, very strong pick.
Oh my gosh. Because if they take a quarterback, they hold tried and true. But if they take an offensive lineman, I think it's going to become, as Sherman said, a scramble to grab the quarterbacks.
Yep, Equinu.
There we go. Icky, the man they called Icky.
Oh my gosh.
So where are we at?
Does New
on
York
your
run the
mock
table?
draft?
Not
New York-
great.
Do the Giants run the table here and go for a QB?
I'll be honest here. It's not great, Dr. Sherman. But I didn't expect the NFL to be smart. I was picking, like, if this more mirrors how I would have done it. I was trying to predict what the NFL would do.
Austin, I gave you creative freedom to do this.
I did jokes for like 25 teams. We didn't get to the other slides, but I did jokes for so many teams. The one I did for the Cowboys was just like, I was just laughing. Like I didn't even write a joke. It was just like, bah, ha, ha, and all
You should have just
caps.
put the picture of the Cowboys, that Cowboys fan crying.
Yeah.
Geez, I wonder if the Giants are going to go get.
This
Go
is
get
what I'm
Neal.
saying.
Wouldn't
Do
that
they-
be crazy?
Oh my God. What if
Thibodeau
the
and
Giants?
Neal
What if
in
the
the first
Giants?
round?
What if the Giants grab a Q right here?
That would be wild.
All right.
That would
I will be right
absolutely
back.
wild.
I have to go turn my Moe's chips into chips and cheese. I'll be right back.
Ooh. Wow. Ooh.
Ooh.
I don't know what to say. He's got to turn it into chips and cheese, not just chips.
I think they go with Neal here. Like my analytical brain is telling me.
Or Cross.
Yeah, but they don't.
I mean, this is a tough one right here.
I feel like maybe at 9, Seattle goes with Cross and then comes back at 11 and grabs Willis. Because that would be that would make sense.
What did you say? Who comes back and picks up Willis?
At 9, Seattle goes and grabs Cross and then comes back because they have 11.
The Commanders have 11.
Oh no. What do they have?
They don't have another one. They don't have another one in the first round.
I wonder if they trade back. I wonder if they trade back for pick 9. Yeah, I wonder if they trade back because the Saints
they've got 9 from Denver. Seattle does.
Yeah, but there's been rumors the Saints are willing to trade up all day, so they could shift 9 for 17 or 16 and 19, and probably still. I mean, at least go get Willis and then maybe a wide receiver, or maybe.
Well, I tell you,
corner.
I wouldn't be surprised if Seattle picked up the leftovers between Cross, Neal, and Linderbaum.
That's what I would think. I think it'll probably end up being Cross, and I think they might actually just go with Drew Lock, which might be the craziest thing we've ever heard. Let's just stick with Drew Lock. But I mean, they see something in Drew Lock that no one else sees. It is Pete Carroll, the most optimistic man in the world. Yeah, Russ would never leave us. Russ would never leave us. Leaves. Okay, well. Kept telling him, we're going to get you an offensive line. We're going to get you an offensive line. Never got him an offensive line.
So wait a minute, Tyler. They're trying to trade back? They're not trying to trade up?
I think they're trying to trade back right now.
That's interesting.
Why would you want to trade back from 19?
I don't know. That's a tough one to understand there.
Well, the rumor was at 19, if Pickett's on the board, they go with Pickett. I feel like now Pittsburgh has to get Pickett. I feel like it's just in the cards.
What? Tyler, you got to explain that to me. Why would they want to trade back? What would be the benefit of trading back from 19?
Maybe to get an actual player, maybe a player acquisition. But
so you're thinking a player for a pick?
I think player for a pick. I think they're looking at these desperate teams and calling right now.
It looks to me like the Giants they're moving pretty fast here.
I think they're going Evan Neal.
I mean, what do bad teams do?
They have that one guy is holding an Evan Neal back to his jersey.
I think like what do bad teams do when they want to try and get good? They go to the trenches. Like getting Thibodeau and then Neal, I feel like that'd be a pretty solid.
It's got to be Neal here. They're not going to go Cross.
Yep, Evan Neal.
So if you're Atlanta, what are you looking at right now? Is Atlanta going to go take the first receiver off the board, or are they going to?
Well, CBS has got him as Wilson, Williams, and London. Literally, the best fits are all 3 wide receivers.
Just as long as.
Or what about Kyle
Drake
Hamilton?
London. That makes sense too.
At Atlanta, do they have a need in defensive backfield?
Oh, their defense hasn't been very great.
Every NFL team has a need in the defensive backfield.
I mean,
Kyle Hamilton's really
you're playing Tom Brady now again. Tom Brady's back in the league, so that means I don't know. I'm stumped on what Atlanta does here.
Well, Tyler, there was a reason why I asked the question. What is your opinion on that? Why would you think they'd want to trade back? Sorry, I'm engaging with the chat.
Yeah, I've been trying to, but my screen doesn't allow me to dual screen, and I can't see the chat on it.
And that's why I've got a command module going on here. So multitasking.
Yeah. If I was good at multitasking, I would. I can see my screen. I just see our faces instead of the chat. Oh, there we go. Now I got it.
That Evan Neal pick. I mean,
is this going to start does Atlanta start the wide receiver frenzy with Marcus Mariota?
Yes. And I think they're going Wilson.
I think they'll go Wilson.
I mean, I'm a bigger fan of Jameson Williams than I am Garrett Wilson. I didn't hear much about Wilson, but he's a great player. But I heard about Williams.
They're both those prototypical slot receivers. Mm-hmm. So
I feel like Wilson did win a lot on the outside. I think the big thing with Wilson is his separation ability. I think he was like in the 95th percentile of all college wide receivers in separation rate. So basically just like getting free of your defender.
Well, where was Williams at on that?
And Jameson Williams, I believe, led the NFL or led college football in deep receiving yards. So you kind of get the idea of what their skill sets are. Jameson Williams with his speed and Garrett Wilson with his wiggle. You know, that's what I'll use.
And you guys were talking about route running earlier.
Yeah. Him and Chris Olave are like the best route running duo ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, and then you throw Smith and Jigba in there,
and he's the one with the juice on that. I keep going back to the juice and the sauce. Okay, so basically, if you got the juice is like, that's what I say is like speed or like bend, you know. But the sauce, that's like the wiggle, the technique,
the wiggle.
Yeah,
copyright.
Yeah,
I think
in
wiggle. My opinion, it's more of the technical areas. Is what I would consider juice, and sauce is more of the physical. There's more of those physical attributes.
No, it's the other way around. Like the juice, you know, you got like somebody say he's got the juice, you know, like a battery. You know, he's juiced up. And when I describe someone as juiced up, I imagine them running fast, jumping high, things of that nature.
I grew up in a time when juiced up meant something much different than that.
Barry Bonds era.
Yes.
Tyler said, what I've seen on Twitter today, it's what I've seen on Twitter today from Saints insiders. I personally think they want to trade out back and go for Zion Johnson, which is what I've heard too, is that's where the Saints would be attacking at.
Wow. Trade back for an offensive lineman?
The Saints are like in cap, like overload right now. They're like 70 million deep in cap. So, I mean, why take on 2 first-round contracts?
Yeah, all this nerd stuff is cool, but I want to get back to the juice versus sauce conversation because I wasn't done making my point.
All this nerd stuff, he says.
All right, so say like when Kyrie Irving hits like a killer crossover on a defender, would you say the defender got sauced on, or that Kyrie had the juice? I feel like he got sauced on.
That's the sauce.
Yeah, he got sauced on. Yeah, so you know that's just
But it's a different sport.
Yeah, but like you know what I mean. It's like the technique, the flashy.
So we're talking about flash and technique. Yeah. We're not talking about legit skills like speed and.
Well, skills and speed is an attribute that one has.
Okay, fair enough.
I feel like
I'm going with Wilson. That's just I'm tossing my opinion in for the Falcons.
And Wilson has the sauce with some juice. I think you ran a fourth.
Tyler talking smack right back, saying the cap doesn't exist and the Saints have 20 million in cap right now.
It's true. They've somehow through voodoo black magic.
Their dead cap at the beginning of the year was like $74 million. I'm gonna go look up dead cap for.
All right, Atlanta. What are you throwing at the wall?
Wilson.
Garrett Wilson. Final answer.
They're dead cap right. They're adjusted. Yeah, they do have 20 million.
Drake London.
I saw that.
USC wide receiver.
Prototypical, tall, 6'4", can get everything up in the top. Is gonna beat corners going up high. But I just don't see it a very well matched with Marcus Mariota. So now this is where my conversation is, does Atlanta take the aggressive route and trade up?
This is me doing the no emoji like in Twitch chat because I just lost $10. I'm sad now. But I do love Drake London. I would have put him as the best wide receiver in this class.
He has, in my opinion, the better catching abilities. If I was ranking catching abilities, it would go him, Christian Watson, because those are 2 tall guys that can go high up in the zone and catch those high balls and catch those outside 50-50 is a lot.
I feel like one of the most
Like, watch
underrated.
this. He's gonna. Yeah, that
But I
poor
feel
guy.
like one of the most underrated parts of Drake London's game is that he's not just a big body possession receiver. He
can run. He has wheels.
No, he's not that fast. I don't think. I remember, but like he is a good route runner. He knows how to get open. That's how, like when I said in my mock draft, he's like a jumbo wide receiver who knows how to use it. He has some shake to his routes. Like he's got a little bit of, dare I say, he's got a little bit of sauce in his routes.
They got his comparison as Vincent Jackson. I like that.
That's a good pick.
Man, Vincent Jackson was so good.
I mean, some of these highlights they're showing though, they've become normal.
Yeah, but he's also, you have to think about it. He's playing against Pac-12 corners, which are not very
This
physical.
This is what I'm saying.
I mean, the both of those guys that were lined up against him were like 6 foot, and he's like 6'5".
Taco, thanks Atlanta for the quarterback.
Is this Seattle with the QB?
I don't. Yeah, they've got CBS's draft board's got Cross, Linderbaum, and Booth from Clemson. Booth Jr.
I think Seattle runs the risk and grabs a QB. I think Pete Carroll does it. It's either Cross or a quarterback. I'm leaning more towards, I'm like 60-40. It's Cross. 40, it's a quarterback. I'm not confident in my quarterback.
Oh, man, I'm still trying to think. Do you really take London? I guess the 6'4" is an intangible, and I guess speed.
Add that with Kyle.
Speed can be learned.
Add it with Kyle Pitts and Russell Gage, and you have quite the wide receiving core against 3 banged up secondaries that Carolina just lost Stephon Gilmore to the Colts.
Pete Prisco.
The Buccaneers don't really have a secondary.
Pete Prisco is not. They rated it a B- on CBS.
Yeah,
I think the reason is there's a lot of fear. I feel like because the last guy that was kind of like Drake London was like N'Keal Harry, and he did not turn out very well. But I think that he is different. I think that when I look at Drake London, he legitimately has route running chops on top of his big body possession wide receiver skills. Like he's a good separator. I believe he was. Plus, if you look at the production he had in 7 weeks before, I believe he played 7 or 8 weeks before he got hurt with the ankle injury. He was the front. He was like running away with the Biletnikoff award. And I feel like if he finished the season without getting injured, he probably would have been in like conversations for.
He dumpstered. What's his name? Kyle. He dumpstered Notre Dame secondary. He like put on a show against them.
Oh.
Kyle Hamilton. Seattle goes O-line. Jets are going to get Garrett Wilson.
That would be ideal for them.
I'm just looking at what Pete Prisco on CBS just dropped on Drake London. Big receiver, doesn't run that well. A team that needed to add more speed would have taken Wilson, would have given him more of an immediate impact. London's good, but there were better options. Wow.
But they have my only counter to that argument is they have Kyle Pitts and Russell Gage who fit those speedier, faster builds. So maybe you get those like Megatron kind of builds where you're just a big guy to just go up for those balls and bring them down.
So that's what you're banking on here. That's what you think.
Yeah, and I mean reasoning? Marcus Mariota can throw it up high for sure. I bet. I mean.
There's a for sure and an I bet in the same sentence.
I mean, for sure he could throw it really high.
We think so.
I haven't seen him throwing the ball in a few years, but I mean, I'll give it to him on I'll give him brownie points for it.
We think so.
The only time I've seen him come in the game is run for
that one game he started, he was great for Las Vegas.
Well, he ran a lot of the read option, so I just don't feel confident that he can do it.
Fun fact about our boy.
Oh, Russell Gage went to the Bucks. Yeah, great. Well,
there went that argument.
Atlanta might have just shot themselves in the foot.
It's a good pick. I think Drake London's a great wide receiver. And you can never have too many of those. Some fun little, he like led the, so fun fact, over the course of the 8 games that Drake London played in 2021, he led college football in contested catches. And he stopped playing in week 8. So it's not like, that's like an outlier skill. What do you think about that? Like 19 contested catches in 8 games, and that led college football for the rest of the year? Like,
me and Tyler,
if you're saying 19 contested catches, is that a good thing? Because what that's telling me is he can't get separation.
Can't separate it. Yeah. So that's the big thing. But I know that, especially in the PFF draft guide, I think Mike took time to like talk about that. He's not just a contested catch specialist. He has the shake and he has the production to back that up.
I'm going, it's cross. I think it's cross. If they grab a quarterback, you're probably going to watch me leave the stream because I will be like distraught and will probably need to go like talk to someone about
important?
it. I just don't see why Seattle would run the risk here and grab a QB. I kind of want to see Malik Willis fall all the way to 32 and the Lions go get him.
Malik Willis is not falling to 32.
I want to see it happen though. It's draft day, Austin. We got the first 2 picks right, and that's all we've gotten right.
I got the first 2 picks right.
No, everyone agreed on the first 2 picks.
What? That's crazy.
A lot of receivers are good. Just ask the Colts. They have none. Taco is ripping people apart over here.
Just he's a Colts fan that's bitter right now.
I don't know why they would be. I feel like the Colts, and this is my low-key hot take, the Colts are going to be the Rams of this year.
Well, that would require having someone for Matt Ryan to throw to. And
they'll figure it out.
Michael Pittman Jr. is not the only option.
He's pretty good.
Cross.
They're gonna go steal someone in the second round. Yeah.
Cross to Seattle.
This sets up a very peculiar situation for Washington, in my opinion. Because you have Taylor Heineke, Carson Wentz. Do you go out and you do the Washington thing and draft another quarterback?
No.
It's Washington, though.
Fair point. Which, by the way, I still can't get past the name change to the Commanders.
I did not like it.
I like it. I don't know.
Their jerseys are cool. I don't like the name.
All I got to say is that all you're going to hear in the crowd is "Let's go commies."
Let's go commies. And now I see that happening.
That's all I got to say about that.
And
Let's go commies.
Well, depends as like what the average like Karl Marx reading rate of the Washington Commanders fan base is.
Do they care?
I'd have to imagine it's not that high, but
it is Washington D.C. too. So
well, you know,
I'm just saying, Commanders, shorten it. Let's go Commanders. Let's go. No,
it is a little long.
Happen.
That's true, because like especially like with Buccaneers, that's like Bucks. Let's go Bucks.
I'm just saying.
I see your point now.
Yeah,
there's no real good way to shorten.
There is no doubt that's what's going to happen. And I'm not trying to be controversial. I'm literally saying that's what's probably going to happen.
It's the only thing.
There's going to end up being the comms.
Yeah.
Let's go comms. Let's go. Right?
Yeah.
You're with me?
There's Dr. Sherman's doing his 5-minute, his tight 5 for the Giggle Hut right now about the Washington Commanders name.
I've been saying it since the day they announced it, bro.
What's the deal with the Washington Commanders?
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Remember the emoji?
The W stands for Wentz. Michael Taco is killing this. He's gonna be on here. Him and Austin are gonna be comedic relief next year.
Taco's an alum. Taco's an alum, man. He's been on before.
I'll write a bunch of I'll write
bring
jokes
on the
for you guys.
alums. We'll bring on the alums. We'll have an alum draft special.
You know what? They'd probably enjoy that.
Oh my gosh. The Jets have to take Wilson. Honestly, Washington needs to go get a receiver too.
This is the run. This is where it starts.
They got Nakobe Dean up there too on CBS.
I think
Kyle Hamilton's still out there, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah, chat. That's true.
I mean,
remember when he was going in the top 5?
I mean, let's look at this.
I feel like that's kind of a minor development, right?
Hamilton, Jameson Williams, Karlaftis, McDuffie.
Still some very good names here.
Wilson, Lloyd, Linderbaum, Wyatt. I mean, even what's his name hasn't come off the board yet. The defensive lineman that we had a 15-minute argument.
I was gonna guess Jordan Davis.
Jordan Davis.
The Jets war room, they're congratulating
it's Wilson.
each other.
It is for sure Wilson.
Do you mean
Zach Wilson's probably in his house right now?
That is classic. The greatest thing I've seen yet tonight, a Vinny Testaverde Jets jersey.
I have no clue who that is, Sherman, and I don't know how to spell it, so I'm not gonna Google it.
Just to let the people know about my thoughts about Jordan Davis. Did you know he's good against the run? Did I mention he's good against the run? Did I mention he's good against the run?
The team that's 100% not going to pick who I predict.
The Packers, they're going to reach on they're going to draft Zach Thomas just for trash.
No, they're going to draft Treylon Burks.
That would make sense.
They need to get a wide receiver. If not, Aaron Rodgers will probably buy the team and leave with his new contract.
Just give himself $1 trillion and then retire.
Well, they're already doing it.
Oh, yeah. I think that's going to come to bite them in the butt in about 3 months. They're going to be like, oh, why did we give away that much money?
So here's my question to you two gentlemen. How long is this going to take tonight?
I don't know.
Is there a stopping point?
Mine was personally pick 15.
Okay.
I had us going
that's what we're shooting for.
I had us going 1 through 15. And then I guess the SMC chat will see the rest of
the gentlemen,
the
gamers in the chat.
The around the board chat will just see our reactions to what happens 15 past.
They picked up Wilson. So they got themselves
This is following the plan right now.
They got themselves a good corner. Now they got themselves the top-rated top-rated wide receiver.
They literally just attacked the two most valuable positions in football. You know, they got
that suit.
Wow. I cannot pull that off.
Does Garrett Wilson
sharp?
Would you describe Garrett Wilson as currently having the sauce?
Is he wearing?
He's juiced tonight. He's
wearing.
Juiced
I have a question. Is he wearing a wife beater under his suit?
I don't know, but I'm just now. See, go up and get the ball.
Oh my God!
Somebody not gonna. I mean, come on, that highlight right there. I mean, the guy goes up 9 feet to get the ball. You're telling me that he shouldn't have been picked first?
Who is Lynn Swann?
Whoa. You need to do your research on these wide receivers. Oh my God, Lynn Swann, one of the greatest wide receivers in NFL history. Look at that. He's got like a 9-foot vertical.
Garrett
Ridiculous catch.
Okay, that's a Purdue
Wilson.
corner.
Was that against Michigan? Because he definitely
against Purdue.
He had a ton of nuts catches against Michigan too.
I'm just saying Drake London over Garrett Wilson. My rating on that London pick, horrible. Should have gotten Wilson.
There's more speed with Wilson.
I feel like Wilson.
He can go get the ball.
I mean, Wilson fits the prototypical mold for what NFL wide receivers kind of look like these days. They're not big. They're quick. They know how to get separation.
They're kind of long and stringy
and
now.
They can leap.
Well, so can Drake London. Mind you, Dr. Sherman, that we have empirical evidence that Drake London was the best at contested catches.
There may be empirical evidence on the best contested catches, but I just saw Garrett Wilson go up higher than Drake London did on a contested catch.
His groin was in the helmet of that Clemson defender. I mean, that's something that happens with like an NBA dunk. Like,
dare I say T-back?
Wait, the Commanders traded their pick. Oh my God, the Saints traded up.
So the Saints went up.
Oh, Austin. Oh, where's
They're not
Tyler?
drafting
Where's
Jermaine
Tyler?
Johnson.
Where's Tyler?
They're not drafting Jermaine Johnson.
This is a QB. This is a QB.
I can tell you that. I swear
Taco?
they're gonna draft like Matt Corral.
This will end before you get a win in Fortnite.
What?
Michael Taco. Which happens first, the draft ending or me getting a dub in Fortnite? The draft show will end before you get a win.
Oh my gosh.
So
the
New Orleans trades.
I told you Mickey Loomis was gonna trade up. What did I say?
You did. You called
What
that.
did I say?
Oh my God.
I haven't gotten any of these players right. No, I did get the Wilson to the Jets correct though.
Austin is 3 for 10 currently.
No. I know for a fact.
30% prediction rate
when
here.
Trent McDuffie is going to the Baltimore Ravens, and I will bet my soul on that.
We will see that. I hope it's GMO.
I hope if it's Jordan Davis, I'm gonna be sad.
Tyler wants it to be Jamison Williams, which would be really good for them to add a piece along with Michael Thomas.
Yeah, so Taysom Hill can throw him dimes like
Jameis Winston, baby.
Sorry, famous Jameis. Sorry. I'm telling you.
Jameis Winston will have another top 15 NFL quarterback season as long as he doesn't tear his ACL, and all will be great.
What was that trade? Because
the Commanders
that gives New Orleans 3 first rounders.
Wait, they didn't.
According to this, that's 3 first rounders.
Oh,
is it in the 2022 draft or they get another one next year?
11, 16, and 19 are what they have listed on CBS's draft tracker.
Oh my God.
Because I know New Orleans traded Philadelphia for their first round pick.
I thought they would have to trade 19 noted. For 11.
They picked up the 16th pick from Indianapolis through Philly, and then they picked up the 19th pick from Philly.
Mm-hmm.
And
so wait, what did Washington get? Did they get a second and a third?
That's what I'm wondering.
I feel like they had to get a second and a third.
I mean,
that's the only way that would make sense in my head.
I wonder what that trade was.
But 30% is a good batting average, but not good with draft picks.
Hey, who said that?
Michael Taco. He's ripping you apart, Austin. You're gonna have to go keyboard warrior him for a minute.
Can you believe? Fun fact: I've actually never done that.
They traded 16. Okay, so
they just
they have
switched
11
it on the
and
tracker.
19.
Yeah, they just switched it on the tracker. I was wondering about that because if they had 3, that
if they had 3,
the
that's dangerous.
So Washington traded down.
Smart,
which is smart. I mean, they're not going to go get a quarterback.
What if they trade down, draft Kyle Hamilton? That'd be pretty sweet.
3 and
they
4
traded
as well.
16, a third and a fourth rounder.
Wow,
that's dangerous in this draft because third and fourth rounders are going to have a lot of like high end value play. Like,
I think there's been a fair bit of research done as to the value of draft picks, and while it is good to have more of them, they find that the ability to predict quality NFL players drops precipitously after the first round, and that's why first rounders are so important.
Yeah, but you think about the third round this year. There's a lot of guys in the third round who are still really good,
and it is all about
really good roles on really good teams.
I wonder if they moved up to pick up Hamilton from Notre Dame.
If he's sliding this hard, why would you go up and get him?
Well, I don't think he slid. I wonder if Washington had eyes on him and New Orleans got wind of it and jumped in and said, "No, we're gonna trade up for him," because he's the best available according to ESPN.
But I feel like they need a wide receiver. I wouldn't be surprised. For me, it's Kyle Hamilton, or Williams. Hamilton would make sense. Their secondary has been pretty banged up. Why are they wearing red? Oh, the Pelicans. Oh, I saw the Go Pels. I was like, why are they wearing red? That is 6 guys in the war room. Interesting. Their pick is in. Vikings are going to go for a corner for sure.
And they're saying that Hamilton is their best fit. I wonder if they got wind that the Commanders were going after Hamilton. And
Vikings go
traded
McDuffie.
up.
Vikings either go Booth or McDuffie, in my opinion. I think Houston might actually get a quarterback. I think Houston at 13 now might
Willis,
go with
like
Malik
Willis or
Willis.
pick at a 13. That's solid value to me.
I think Willis at 13 has solid value, and I think Pickett will go to Pittsburgh. It will prove my hot take wrong of that Pickett will be the first drafted quarterback.
Well, my hot take that Trayvon Walker was going to be the first overall pick, but that was before it was cool. Never forget. How does he do? How do I do it? I'm like Nostradamus here.
You're a PFF warrior. Let's be honest.
I really am. You don't have any idea how many obscure PFF stats that I know,
or how much time you spend on PFF in a day. Why do they have a Chargers?
I'll be honest, guys. It's a lot. I do spend a lot of time on Pro Football Focus.
Why do they have a Chargers and Chiefs fan when the Saints are picking?
Because it makes sense, obviously.
Roger Goodell looks blinded in that sun. Oh my God. Just make the pick, people. I want to see what happens.
You missed what I said. That you said Roger Goodell had like the sun in his face.
Oh, it's blasting him in the face.
And I was like, good. I hope he melts. Like the evil witch that he is.
Oh my gosh.
Be more like Adam Silver. He's
I love Adam Silver.
I think he's the best GM in the major sports.
Commissioner, you mean?
Commissioner. My apologies.
I was gonna say GM.
Caught me looking rather
Just
foolish.
give us the pick.
Oh my gosh, we're taking an hour. All right.
It's gonna be Kyle Hamilton.
They have to
my
get
gosh.
their advertising time in for their new Amazon Prime.
Derek
Thursday Night
Stingley in a
Football.
Texans jersey looks weird. Dude, ESPN keeps dropping all these dudes in their new jerseys, and they're
The Photoshop guys are on one.
yeah. Oh, Kayvon in the New York one looks like right though. Sauce in the Jets one doesn't look right. Let me just, if you guys can see it on the screen. That doesn't look right?
No,
It's not.
I can't see your phone because of the. Well, I think it's the background. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look normal.
I give that a mid out of 10.
Kayvon's looks right. Why is the Saints pick taking an hour? Come on,
Just
Saints.
get to it, Goodell.
God.
Yes, silly Billy.
How's it still sunny in New Orleans?
It's in
Yeah, wait. What time zone are they?
They're in
like,
Las Vegas. They're in Vegas.
Oh,
yeah.
I was like, I was thinking of the Saints, and then I was like, oh, then they're in Vegas.
They went with Olave.
Really?
They
Wow.
trade up for Olave. Does Houston run the double and grab Kyle Hamilton? Do they just go secondary?
I don't see like that. Now that's the first
Minnesota
pick.
gets Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah. I would say that Olave trade up is the first pick I've seen where I'm like,
I'm
what are we doing
Scratching
here?
your head.
Yeah.
That one's
Like,
got me.
He
Yeah,
would have. I feel like he would have been there at 16.
The
Like
Vikings
I said,
had an
unless
hour
they
to
got
make a pick.
wind that Washington was looking at him.
But it's like just draft another receiver. Then you don't have to give
The
up.
Vikings
draft
trade their
capital
pick
for
to the
that.
Lions.
What? No.
Oh, the Lions just grabbed 12.
Oh, are they trading up for a quarterback?
Oh my God.
Now this might actually, if they trade up for Willis, now this might be this. They might be onto something here.
Oh my God. That's ridiculous. They
Well,
had to
that's
get
two.
32. They had
So
to
at the
get 32 with that pick.
At the beginning of this, y'all asked if there were going to be any trades. Well, here you go. This is number 2.
They said they were. Oh my God, it's in. They just drafted Willis.
They have to, right?
or did they pick up Jamison Williams?
Nah, they wouldn't trade up for Williams. They'd have to be Willis.
It's got to be Willis. He's about to get all the light taken away from him.
That was
Hey, come on, man.
They traded and then they
They
pick's
knew what
already
they
there.
wanted. Well, you had to imagine the Vikings had their pick for 8 minutes while the Saints while Goodell spent an hour on the stage. So, I mean, Goodell's going to have a terrible tan after this. I don't understand trading up for Olave. In my opinion, I think this actually might be one of the dumbest trades in the
Yeah,
draft.
because it just doesn't make sense, you know?
Like,
Why do you love Olave that much when this is a loaded wide receiver class? And you could have just got someone comparable to him without having to trade up.
I still think
CBS
there's
ranked it as a C+.
Yeah, I think it'd be a C at best. Here comes Malik Willis. Lions fan. I'm getting on Twitter. I'm typing in #Lions.
I feel like if it is Willis, I think personally the only position it is acceptable to trade up for is quarterback. So, and then look at it.
I'm getting the feeling that there's jockeying for position for wide receiver.
That's
right?
too.
I'm wondering if that's what's happening here, is that they're jockeying.
Wait, someone just said they drafted on Twitter. Someone a minute ago said they've traded up to select Jamison Williams.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a guy from PFF too.
I'm wondering if this
what's his name? What's his name? Is it Spielberger?
No, it's Myrov.
Ari Marov. Yeah, Ari Marov. Okay, I trust Ari.
Oh my God! But if you trade up to get a wideout, I mean, maybe
depends
you
on-
are really pushing the Jared Goff.
What did they give up to get the pick?
They had to give up 32, in my opinion.
I really hope they didn't.
What's that 32 that's not going to be in at day 2? Sam Howell.
The Eagles just moved up.
Oh my God!
It's dude.
Oh, it's a landslide.
My mental health can only take so much trading up. Stop trading up, morons. It's never worth it unless it's for a quarterback. There have been studies. There've been studies about this.
Oh my God, Mel Kiper. No one wants to hear your opinion right now. Let's go. It's
my God.
It's Williams.
He's saying that Williams is in play for the Eagles.
I'm hearing they traded 32, 34, and 66.
It has to be Willis then.
No way.
This is some shifting that I don't think was expected.
No, this is going to throw the whole...
I did not expect the Lions to move up.
This is going to throw the whole scheme of the draft out of the window real quick.
They get
32, 30. Oh my God, they robbed the bank.
Wow, did they fleece Detroit? Oh my God. The Vikings absolutely fleeced them.
God, come on. I can't have nice things. Now my franchise is making negative EV plays. Where's the surplus value, Detroit? It better freaking be Willis. Otherwise, I'm going to be pissed.
But are they getting Jared Goff a target, though?
No, you don't give up like 2, 3 top 100 picks for a wide receiver.
They did. Williams.
What the?
That's what's happened.
Oh
I think
my
that's
God.
what's happened.
Oh my God, GMs are straight panicking right now.
I think that's what's happened. If you look at CBS's draft tracker in the wide receiver position, Wilson was projected to go 7, his rank is 7. Williams is 11. London's 12. Burks is 13 from Arkansas. Olave was 29. That middle tier right there after top 10, it sounds to me like everyone is jockeying now to get the wide receivers.
See, because this is the analytics nerd in me that's kind of getting angry, because even though wide receivers are very valuable positions, they gave up some serious draft capital to go get him. Like,
you could get 2 receivers for the price of getting him.
Exactly.
That is my opinion.
And it's about like I feel like I've said this before. It is about the number of lottery tickets that you have. It is not the quality of said lottery tickets. Because in the end, that's what the NFL draft is. It is essentially gambling.
Oh my
Who you
God.
think is going to be what?
Eagles picked. It's gonna who
Yeah.
goes off? Who's off the board? The wide receivers are all gone.
Yeah.
Treylon Burks is not from Arkansas. George Pickens from Georgia.
George Pickens wasn't that high ranked.
Would it
It'd have
would
to
it
be
be George
Treylon.
Pickens was ranked 32.
What if it's our boy Sky Moore?
Olave was ranked on CBS as 29.
Yeah, I did not expect the NFL to value wide receivers this much.
Christian Kirk made wide receivers a priority in the draft this year because he got big.
It's all Christian Kirk's fault. This is all Christian Kirk's fault.
Tyler should have been on the list, so you and oh my God, they picked 3 back-to-back wide receivers.
I wonder if the Eagles popped up to 13
to get Hamilton.
to get in front of the Ravens to get Hamilton.
Yeah.
So then the Ravens can draft McDuffie, and I can have my Fortnite epic victory royale. That's all. That was what I was.
Houston goes
McDuffie or Booth.
Yeah, Booth, but McDuffie's higher ranked than
What?
Booth. Booth has not
What
been
is-
that good in coverage. McDuffie's a lot better zone than Booth.
Either way, maybe that's what Philly's doing is
What the
jumping in.
heck
They've
is-
traded to jump in front of Baltimore.
Oh
what
my
the
God.
What the flipping heck is this?
Yeah, what is going on right now?
Honestly, this is the kookiest, wackiest board or draft that I've seen in a while. Makes sense to cap off the kookiest, wackiest NFL offseason that we've seen. Probably will this go down as the craziest offseason ever?
So 11 and
Quite literally.
12.
Yeah.
So was it? Yeah, 11 and 12 are trade ups to get the 2 remaining two of the top remaining wide receivers.
If you're
That's
Houston's
wild.
GM right now, are you sitting at 15 wondering if you go take a quarterback?
You don't have the 15th pick.
Houston does.
Philly does.
Wait, what?
Miami.
I thought Houston had 15. It says Houston has 15 on the ticker right now on my screen.
I'm looking at unless there was a trade that was made that we don't know about. Because I've got Philly at 15. And then Washington at 16. It says Philly from Miami through Philly. So they're changing it. Must be changing it now on CBS.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
I
it
don't
was
know.
from Miami to Philly. So now they just haven't changed it to Houston. So Houston just traded up for it. Houston just jumped into the 15 from Miami through Philly.
I think they're going to go for Willis with that pick.
What's going on right now? I can't even keep track of all this. I'm trying to look at the PFF draft grader for the Williams pick, and I just what is happening right now?
CBS is giving it a B. They gave the
Nope.
Olave a C+.
Yeah, I'd give it a B. I mean, it's
Ah,
not
just-
bad. It's not great, though.
Just giving up what they kind of gave up a lot though.
It's exactly what Prisco from CBS is saying.
Yeah, like that is especially for a team, an organization that just needs more talent everywhere.
So this makes you wonder, do you stay on and see what kind of chaos happens after 15?
I honestly, guys, I'm not going to lie. I'm feeling like I might stay on just to 20 so you can see my genuine reactions if
My
Kenny
men-
Pickett's.
my mental health can only handle so much.
Good Lord.
I feel like PFF's going to give this an average. The Williams.
Wow. So 11, 12, and 13 were trades.
This is a mess. I told you guys. I
And
told
15,
you there will
so
be a
must-
snowball effect.
So must be the Philly Houston trade was 13 for 15.
Because let me go check I had the predicted. I had written out on our script our predicted at 13. Yeah, the Texans were at 13, so they must have dropped back.
Well, and
No,
that's
the
what I'm saying. They
Texans-
traded the Eagles.
Oh, the Texans dropped back for 13 because the Eagles traded up, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's smart.
And that picks the Texans have was from the Browns.
Right.
The Saints
from the
it's-
Deshaun Watson.
Wait,
trade.
so Saints lost 16 to the Vikings, right?
To Washington.
Okay, so Washington's now at 16.
Right.
Okay. God, this is so interesting.
My headache.
What is going on?
All these negative EV plays. Why are you trading up for not quarterbacks? It does not make any sense in my brain. I mean, don't get me wrong. Jameson Williams has the potential to be like an elite deep threat. He's got nuts speed and yards after the catch ability, but I don't think he's worth the 3 players they would have got at 32, 34, and 66. That's the problem. And I feel like the only way you could possibly recuperate that value.
1-inch margins.
The only way you could recuperate
Trey, good
that.
to see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. Another alum.
Oh, look at that. I just.
Eagles have jumped up to take Davis, according to Mayrov.
Why would you trade up for a defensive lineman?
Oh my God.
It doesn't make any sense.
It is a straight.
Hey, what have I told you, Anderson?
It's
the
dumb.
numbers are not telling the entire story. There's something else there.
Jordan Davis literally isn't worth the 13th overall pick, and he definitely is not worth the picks that they gave up to go get him.
Eagles
I
traded
get- oh
my God,
15,
they traded-
124, 162, and 166.
God.
Okay, maybe.
No, wait. Oh my God. Oh my
Didn't you
God.
say it was about quantity, not quality?
It is about quantity.
Well, they traded 4 for 1.
Oh my God.
4 picks is good for one, especially if the
Yeah,
player-
for the other team.
Yeah, for the other team. Yeah, the Eagles did a buffoonery. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Why would they
I
trade?
know.
Yeah, it's now pardon my English, but it's rather foolish if you ask me. But
Let me
like
just say it is a current cluster truck going on in the
and I'm not
college
talking about
football.
the food. I'm not talking about the food.
I don't even
I
know
mean, the
what to
NFL
say.
is oh my God, this is the day I would love to be a GM. Like,
I wouldn't.
it?
Are you kidding me?
Is it?
My IQ has been dropping precipitously as this first round has progressed.
Is it a day that you want to be a GM?
I might-
sure as hell don't.
I might mess around and trade up out of the second round to draft Kenneth Walker with the way that the picks are falling these days. Like, that's how dumb
these
I feel
Eagle
like this
fans,
is getting.
these Eagle fans are way too happy to get a defensive tackle.
I really
He's
want to
not-
know what Kyle Mechelin's reactions is right now.
I mean, he has, and I hate to keep going back to this, but Jordan Davis has the juice. I will admit he's very fast for a man his
but
size.
like we had the conversation of, and I did go back and look at it. He's only a 2 down.
hmm
He's a more athletic Vince Wilfork, is what I
Yep.
saw the comparison to.
pretty much. And how much value?
Not that
Oh,
much
for
value.
God's
How
sake.
much value do run stuffing defensive tackles have?
Oh God.
Honestly, I feel like Devontae Wyatt's a better player, but we aren't ready to have that conversation. NFL Twitter isn't ready.
NFL, I don't want to go on NFL Twitter for the next 2 days.
What the
You know,
hell is going on right now? Like,
We're in a complete mess.
yeah.
Let's go see what Rappaport's firing out right now. God.
Unbelievable.
All right. Well, it looks like PFF gave the Jameson Williams trade up a good, which I'm kind of surprised about.
CBS gave it a B. So
This is a massive move up the board.
this right here, this move I don't get. I
Kyle
don't get.
Hamilton has fallen in the lap of Baltimore. Fallen in the lap. If Kyle Hamilton slides, there has to be something wrong with him.
And maybe Houston will pick him.
Yeah, honestly, like this
They'll
is
just go
always
get DB Central. Will
This
just become
is-
Houston.
this is what always happens with those hybrid defenders. I feel like they wait. Yeah, NFL teams have to wait for a team that's smart enough to realize their value. I feel like the Ravens are one of those teams. The Browns recognize Jeremiah Owusu-Koroma as talent. Last draft.
Oh, of course, the Ravens pick is in because we spent an hour waiting for Jordan Davis.
Please
to
be
come on the
Trent.
board.
Please be Trent McDuffie. Please.
Davis is rated as a B on
for-
CBS.
For
Yeah, I would
crap.
rate it as a B too. I didn't think. I
Please,
think he
NFL
deserved
draft
going
gods.
at 19 or like 17. That's
Yeah.
where I had him. I didn't have him in that upper echelon.
Please, for just pennies a day, you can support Austin Anderson's mental health by just drafting Trent McDuffie and giving me confirmation bias.
Just
They
for
said
pennies a day?
They said
Just-
the Jaguars' decision was not decided until an hour before the draft today that they were taking Trayvon Walker.
It was the crash that convinced him.
It had to be. It was like, this guy's hard. This guy's
guy's
badass. Like, yeah.
He can eat a hit. I mean, he is
He plows parked cars.
There we
he
go.
eats those for breakfast.
He's got the Jacksonville.
Look at this suit.
and he's got his national championship ring on.
Are
Can't
you
blame
kidding?
him.
They would draft Kyle Hamilton. Why? The Ravens, the smartest team in the NFL. A top 5 talent just falls into their lap at 14 because everyone else is being stupid.
Who just said Kyle Hamilton's?
PFF had it on.
Well, yeah,
their board.
they've been early. They've been on early too.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yep, Mayrov just got it. Oh my god,
Now that is a pick.
Yeah,
That's
pick
a
a
best
draft.
pick of
That
best pick of the
fits-
night.
That
That's
fits
A-
Baltimore.
that's my steal of the night.
A
That's my
plus
steal of the
plus,
night.
Steal of the night, whatever you want to call it. Getting him at 14 without having to do anything is highway robbery, and the other NFL teams should be ashamed of their conduct, for it is unbecoming of franchises. They should look to Baltimore as an example.
Austin's gonna post a monologue on our.
I don't
YouTube when
want trades in the first round. Is going to be the title? No
I
trades
don't want
first round.
No trading up for players that aren't quarterbacks. It's literally like
When are you
PFF
gonna
did,
ready up?
PFF did
I'm
a
not
whole
readying up.
PFF did a whole thing about it, and it literally only ever works out in the long run for quarterbacks. Every other position is a negative. It's a negative EV play. You just trading up for a 2-down run stuffing defensive tackle.
Yes.
What?
Only in Philadelphia, baby.
God.
Only in Philadelphia.
This says a lot about society.
We're not in
What-
it for the long haul. We're in it for the
What do you think about
instantaneous
it?
success.
This is my like Joker origin arc. I swear to God.
Mine was Kentucky losing in
That
that
was
tournament.
yours. Yeah.
Yours is the 2022 NFL draft.
So you want to know how I got all these players?
You want to know how I quit watching football? These
You wanna-
idiots.
You know,
Guys like you.
PFF
conviction.
dropping it really makes the show pointless.
Oh my gosh.
It really does. PFF dropping the pick before
Kyle Hamilton's like, how did I slide to 14?
I mean,
Oh, because
before-
did
before
you
they
see
even
the
get to Goodell.
Texans pick? Did you see the Texans pick too, Sherman?
No, I'm just saying.
Who are the
What's
Texans
the point of the
taking?
show?
Oh, the I'm not gonna spoil it. You'll figure it out for yourself. I don't
well,
wanna
I'm just
spoil it for
saying.
folks
What's
at
the?
home.
Do you see what I'm saying?
They
What's the
took
point?
Kenyon Green?
What is going on? What's in the water today, man?
You're lucky I mute myself on the headset sometimes. If not, I would be canceled already. I mean, this is a mess. This is a straight up mess. Washington, everyone trading back right now is sitting there just like smiling.
They
Just
fleeced all
smiling.
these morons. Yeah.
I mean, here's
Jermaine
PFF
Johnson's
dropping
still
all
on the-
these picks, and these guys are still talking about crap.
Yeah, I mean, Jermaine Johnson's still on the board. Quite literally the 4th best rusher still on the board.
George Karlaftis is still on the board.
Okay, I don't want to hear about George Karlaftis.
We're going to be 4 picks deep on PFF before
Yeah,
we get to this
good,
guy.
bro.
we're gonna be breaking news before the ESPN, ladies and gentlemen. We are beating ESPN. God, that's ridiculous. Kenyon Green.
Rather foolish. Let's take a look at the best available. George Karlaftis, Trent McDuffie, Devin Lloyd, our boy Tyler Linderbaum, Devontae Wyatt, Bernard Raymond, N'Kobe Dean, Sky Moore, Andrew Booth Jr., Zion Johnson.
Where's
Tyler
Jermaine
Smith.
Johnson?
I think they have Jermaine Johnson as 32.
He's really good. And outside,
When you have a pro comparison to Ed Reed,
Was that Kyle Hamilton?
yeah, the CBS compared him to Ed
Ravens
Reed.
were going to take Davis before the Eagles drafted
What?
up. Yeah.
That's, okay, sorry, that's stupid.
The Ravens were schemed the whole time to take Davis at 14. That was literally his landing spot in every mock.
They almost got him, but the Eagles went in front of him.
Oh,
but
great.
they got a better player.
All right, let's see who Washington's taking, guys.
Wait, what? What's going on here?
Marquise Brown just got traded to the Cardinals. What?
What? For what? What picks? Like
nothing. It looks like it. I don't know. Field Yates.
They just gave him away. They're like, take him.
We dumped it. Let's see.
We don't want him anymore.
He was traded for pick 23. Wait.
Marquise Brown is not worth a first round pick. What?
No, Marquise Brown and pick 100 to the Cardinals for pick 23.
The Ravens are geniuses. What? I'm putting all my money on them to win the AFC North next year. What?
Who do they get at 23 now?
They could just draft
Jermaine Johnson.
Anybody. They could just throw a dart and be like, "Hey,
they're gonna go get Mcduffie now."
Yeah. What if Mcduffie just falls right into their lap?
I really hate saying it, but I feel like we should keep watching after pick 15. but
this is what I was saying. Do you keep going because of just the pure entertainment value of the cluster that it is?
The mess that is currently going on in the NFL.
It's making my hairline recede as we speak.
Oh, love good old Field Yates dumping that one on Twitter. Oh my God, the retweets are.
I'm sorry, but in what universe is Marquise Brown worth a first round pick? All I'm gonna say, I'm gonna get down on my knees and like forsake the sky and just say, "Damn you, Christian Kirk." He's the one who started all this.
Oh my God. We can stop. I mean, I'm fine with stopping after 20 because I honestly just want to see if the Steelers draft a quarterback at that point. If no one goes off the board, I don't care about anything after 20.
Are we a little surprised that a quarterback hasn't come off the board yet?
No, I saw the over-under on Vegas betting tonight for a quarterback, and it was 1.5 coming off in the first round.
Really?
Yeah, I would have. Yeah.
You would have taken no? Like
I would have taken the under.
Really? I feel like Pickett and Willis at least were going to go.
I think I've seen
Baltimore at 23.
Baltimore at 23 is deadly.
They're just gonna like be like, whoops, draft Trent McDuffie. Ooh, like,
just get a corner. Let's just blast our corners.
Oh, now you can't pass anymore. This'll be like the 2019 Ravens where they just run the ball and then you can't pass on them, so you can't catch up.
I just want to hang around now to see who Baltimore takes.
Honestly,
23.
They're gonna get like Andrew Booth, or they're just gonna do something smart.
The Commanders are taking Jahan Dotson.
What? I mean, he's good. He's good. Don't get me wrong. But like in the first round, what is going on
this
right
Kenyon
now?
Green pick is kind of what's got me messed up.
It's wild.
I mean, I know.
Who do the Chargers go get? The Chargers can't go get a wideout now.
I feel like this is the perfect spot for them to draft like Devin Lloyd or Nakobe Dean. One of the linebackers.
Yeah.
You don't look too happy about it though.
Or Jermaine Johnson.
He's like, I've just been in Texas. He's like, I'm staying in Texas.
What? That's a bit of a reach for me.
He looked mad about that pick.
He did not look happy that he was.
He looks like he wanted to go earlier. Oh no, maybe it's because he's going to Houston. Let's be honest.
We've got some pretty big reaches here.
Kyler probably demanded the trade for Marquise. Well, Kyler can't even get his own contract figured out, so enough Kyler demanded it.
Kyler Murray can't even get on all the roller coasters. All right, I'm taller than he is. All right, so let's not
Can't throw
talk
a football
about
as far as him.
Exact. No. You know what? But I can see the soup on the top aisle of the grocery store.
Oh my God, that is awful.
You missed
His
it.
dad is happy. Now, what? They looked
What?
mad. Now he looks happy. Oh,
Who did I?
He don't
who
look
was
happy.
Who are we talking about last time? Where it was like counterpoint. I'm taller than he is. Who was that? It was.
No.
It was an NBA. It was Trae Young. That's who it was.
Counterpoint. I'm taller than Trae Young. Can't hit a three like Trae Young, but it.
But I mean, Alex, for the folks at home who maybe heard whispers about the SMC show basketball game, I want to say I was kind of balling like Steph. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Austin has quite literally unlimited range. Yes,
I don't even know what to say to that.
It's
Throw it up.
true.
you missed out, Sherman. That's all you just need to know.
I
Missed out.
I have a weird superpower where I'm like weirdly not terrible at shooting a basketball from very far distances.
I really want to see the form on that shot.
It's really not that bad. I can basically do my normal jumper out to like 40 feet.
Yeah, Sherman. It was the dream team playing. It was
Bombs away.
Chase, me, Kai, Austin, Rishi, and Rylan Detling.
I don't know if I'd compare that to the dream team. But
Yeah.
Come on, we got size, athleticism, skill, chase. Like,
Why does Chase get his own category?
I was wondering what you guys did.
Chase is getting slandered on here now. Me and Chase fit in the same categories, so
I was
it's okay.
gonna say, yeah, you and Chase.
Me and Chase are like the copy and paste players they add onto your 2K team when you're playing on like the legend mode.
No, when your simulation gets to 2033, that's when Alex Nielsen and Chase Oden show up on your the second round of the 2033 NBA draft. Oh my goodness.
The dragging out of the TV broadcast is always the worst part.
Honestly, I'm just
my
on Twitter right
God.
now. Twitter
Yeah.
is my new. They only have Jahan Dotson though, so I'm guessing the Chargers are probably reeling right now because the Chargers wanted to see if Davis would fall because they wanted to
didn't.
have Bosa, Davis, and Mack all
Now
together.
here, while they may not have the wide receivers, there are still some good edge rushers, not to mention Trent McDuffie and Andrew Booth are still on the board. And there's a couple of quality tackles. I feel like the board has actually fallen out quite well for the Chargers because they have their pick.
Linderbaum.
They have Lindsley.
Yeah, but
I mean, I love Linderbaum, but they just paid Lindsley.
I keep seeing Nakobe Dean pop up on each of these picks, and
Him
he's not
too, yeah.
going.
I know Tresh with
because
that.
he's just an absolute athlete out at outside linebacker.
Kobe Dean.
Why has he not gone?
He's very good.
Oh
and
my
Devin
God,
Lloyd.
Lamar retweeted something. What the blank, bro? We traded away Hollywood.
Oh, Lamar was not involved in this decision. That cannot bode well for the Baltimore Ravens.
On draft night too. Like how to
Traded
make
away
it,
Hollywood.
they call him
Marquise
Hollywood Brown.
Marquise Hollywood Brown. Yeah.
Bye.
He wasn't very good. Let's be honest.
I mean, yeah. It was like, okay, more. So,
All right, run down the field really fast, and
then drop it.
Lamar will run.
no, it's like even then, I feel like Hollywood always had the problem with drops too. The
He dropped a
dropsies.
few crucial passes.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Jahan Dotson off the board is just okay. I'm getting back on Twitter to see who the
I
Chargers are
wonder-
going to take.
I wonder if.
I see who the Chargers have taken.
I
Who?
wonder if.
According to Pro Football Focus, they have taken Zion Johnson. Zion Johnson from Boston College.
I wonder if
Pretty solid move.
Baltimore's looking at Treylon Burks.
That too. That could make a lot of sense. Yeah. Wait. Yeah.
Oh my! AJ Brown went to the Eagles.
What? Oh, what is going on right now?
Titans to trade AJ Brown to the Eagles per Schefter.
What the hell is going on?
Interesting.
All right, I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, you'll be back in. Oh my God. What is going on right now?
Pick. Jahan Dotson is an odd pick.
I mean, especially when Treylon Burks was available, he's just a big reach. I feel like Jahan Dotson was like the prototype. You take this guy in the second round and he'll be your starting slot wide receiver. Like, that's not worth the first rounder.
That's an odd pick.
No. AJ Brown to the Eagles. What is going on right now?
That's wild.
This whole thing is just, I just don't understand.
CBS is calling that a B. Calling Kenyon Green's pick a B plus.
I mean, he's good, but I feel like there were better players.
So,
available.
have we completely lost our minds yet, or
I'm not sure.
So
Eagles
they traded
trade 18 in the third rounder.
Oh my God.
For
Fleeced.
Brown, right?
Fleeced the Titans.
I would say AJ Brown is worth that. Plus, they're gonna have to pay him. I mean, they have the cap space, right?
Yeah, well, they just got a run stopper, and now they just get a wide receiver.
Like an all-pro wide receiver.
Yeah, bye-bye Cowboys.
I know. Now think about like the Eagles. You know, they got
Eagles, Commanders. Yeah.
Kyle Mechlin alum. Since I told him Eagles just picked up AJ Brown for a number 18 and a third, and he went, "Let's effing go."
Yeah, I mean he's amazing. AJ Brown, I think is one of the most efficient wide receivers on like a per route basis in the NFL.
Oh, and he's huge. Did we forget to mention that?
I'm taller than AJ Brown.
No, you're not.
I guarantee you that I am. He's 5'11".
You're taller. Single pressure.
By that,
he's 6'1".
Well, I thought he was 5'11". Come on. Well, anyways, I am 6'2", so we're both taller than he is actually. So
I am shorter than he is, in fact.
Oh, he removed his team from the bio. So now has this started the spiral of, does Deebo Samuel get traded tonight?
I know. Yeah. What? Oh, now Sherman's in his field. Yeah.
Now the Titans have this pick. What do the Titans do?
Did the Titans just use the capital they got to trade for Deebo?
Who are they going to grab now at 18? Titans.
Treylon Burks?
Who are we? Oh yeah, that's true. Oh my God.
Them
19 and 20. I could see both quarterbacks going off the board. I could see New Orleans taking a shot and grabbing Pickett, and I could see 20 Willis gone.
Wow. I don't even know what to say. I honestly don't.
This is a straight mess right now. What is going on?
This has been a wild, wild time. It's been a wild 2.5 hours.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm fine with stopping at 20 if you all are fine with stopping at 20.
Yeah.
Because
you don't want to see the Ravens?
My
23?
My language will get expletive probably if any more trades happen.
We're gonna have to shift this over to the Vimeo stream.
Or this is it's gonna have to come off YouTube. We'll just give you a synopsis in the morning.
Got this.
It works for you, but it doesn't work for me in Austin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wait a minute. We can make it work.
How so?
Maybe I do this.
That, and I'm hungry, so I'm going to be honest. I'm about to go down to the dining hall before it closes.
Some vegan rolls and some curly fries.
Great. I cannot believe Hollywood Brown's gone.
I can't believe half the things I've seen tonight.
He went for two.
I don't even know
AJ
what
Brown
to
and
say.
Jalen Hurts are working out together just last week. Now they're teammates.
Bonkers. What is going on right now?
Yeah, I saw him go for two.
Oh my god. Who did Titans pick, guys? Let's just hypothetically.
Treylon Burks. They have to replace AJ Brown.
Well, what are their needs? That's the question.
Anything.
Offensive players outside of Derrick Henry.
And Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
Because that's all they have now because they released Julio.
Well, I tell you what, in a defense-heavy draft, holy cow.
A corner wouldn't be bad.
That's true. Just attack the valuable positions. When in doubt, draft a cornerback.
Well, they don't have any corners. That's the problem.
Yeah. I could see Trent McDuffie going here. I could see Treylon Burks, Booth, whichever.
Oh my god, it's crazy.
Hey, call me Austin Stradamus. Titans are drafting Treylon Burks.
Not surprised.
Makes sense to me.
So in a defense-heavy draft, 7 of the first 17 picks are on defense.
Wow, I didn't expect that. I feel like there's going to be good
expecting half
opportunity.
I thought it was going to be 50-50. We're going to split 16 and 16. That was my opinion.
Well, that fiasco at 10, 11, and 12. I mean, that
yeah, it
going
just
for wide receivers.
it honestly just snowballed. It really just snowballed.
All right, now who do the Saints pick with their second? This is
Quarter-
where
Take a
What?
shot on a quarterback. Take a shot on a
Linderbaum,
quarterback.
maybe?
Take a shot on a quarterback.
I could see them draft Linderbaum. I could see them honestly take one of the second tier tackles.
I mean, Linderbaum has fallen.
A little bit, yeah. What if the Bengals got Linderbaum? That's my dream.
Yeah,
fit for
that's
them.
well. They just got Karras though, so do they really need him?
I thought Karras he does play center. That's right. I mean, Karras could play guard. Linderbaum.
They were going to get Penning. Their whole plan is to get Penning.
Yeah, I feel like Linderbaum is a generational talent at center though. Like I feel like he could step in and genuinely be like the best center in the NFL. Like Creed Humphrey last year.
Creed Humphrey is so good. This guy has 500,000 people following him right now. His tweets are exploding.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure you got fucked up, bro. Yeah. Yeah. Why are you?
I cannot believe Tennessee trades AJ Brown. That's
Like,
probably the one thing that's just messing with me right now.
it's bonkers.
It's unbelievable.
They were so adamant on not trading him
Cameron, I'm not.
for not trading him, and all of a sudden they trade him.
'Cause
Vrabel. Look at Vrabel. He's like, oh god.
My question is, do the Eagles do any of us know if the Eagles have the caps? Are they like done paying for Wentz yet?
Thought they optioned his contract over to us.
Okay, now this is funny. I just looked at my Twitter timeline, and Elon Musk said, "Now I'm going to buy McDonald's and fix all of the ice cream machines."
I know.
And then
I
he
see the
said
one-
he responded to it and said, "Listen, I can't do miracles, okay?"
yeah, the
that's-
funniest one
now
I saw
that's
was
funny.
he said something about Coke, and then of course he goes,
And
I'm
Pusha
gonna-
T didn't Pusha T respond? He had put like the eyes emoji or something.
I'm honestly on Twitter now, just seeing who the next pick is. I mean, I'm not even watching the screen.
I actually responded to that tweet you guys to the Coke tweet that you guys are talking about, but it's a little not safe for work. So
Yeah, NSFW, yeah.
Taylor Lewan just tweeted what ... Oh my god, these Tennessee players are probably like crying right now.
not the near one up air Falcon punch. Alex, what's your Twitter?
Titans pick up Burks.
It's Alex Nielsen. Do you know how to spell my last name?
So they must see a lot in Treylon Burks.
Because they're like, all right, let's get rid of this guy.
It's Alex Nielsen 021.
There we go. Oh, you got one follower? I got you.
Downloaded Twitter like a month ago.
I got you.
I wasn't on Twitter, and now I'm constantly on Twitter.
Follow for follow, my slime. It's a cutthroat world where your network is your net worth. If there's anything,
now I'm waiting to see what Kyle Clay has to say about the Steelers pick.
I hope the Steelers draft a bag of Doritos. That's how much I care about the Steelers.
Could Pittsburgh be the first QB pick?
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, if Malik Willis falls all the way to 20, which I
so
feel like
New
he
Orleans, New Orleans had the conversation at the beginning of the draft that they might go and take Kenny if Kenny's there.
Oh, Kenny Pickett to Pittsburgh?
No, Kenny to New Orleans and then Malik to Pittsburgh, or flipped. They can do either. Okay, they literally just got AJ Brown's like cousin, basically. That's crazy.
Wow.
Damn, that's not how you fucking do it.
Jesus.
Language, gentlemen.
That's not me. That would be my roommate.
That would not be me. There ain't nobody here. They're all in bed. Oh, I take that back. The wife is sitting on the couch. The children are in bed.
I feel like now's a little reprieve to let's just talk about some NFL draft theory. Don't trade up. That's all I got. That's my thesis.
All right,
Don't trade up unless it's a quarterback.
On
Unless it's a
LinkedIn
quarterback.
tomorrow, Austin's going to be applying for GM jobs.
Honestly, I genuinely now I know every dude in sports management thinks this, but I do genuinely believe that I could do a better job drafting than some of these GMs have done. I literally could have walked up with a blindfold on and a draft board in front of me and be like, and then tap my finger on the board like that, just like a tap. And I could have drafted better than the Jaguars did with Trayvon Walker.
I wonder how many actually do that.
Honestly, I feel like at least a quarter of them tonight have done that. Be like, yes.
Do you think the war room has dice in it?
A dartboard?
Do you think there's a coin flip?
Out. As soon as an NFL team gets more than one pick in the first round, they just turn into gamblers. They're like, "Hey, Tony, let me. I'm gonna throw a pin at the board. If I drop,
they all like write on the board who's on the dice, and they're like 1 through 6. They're like, all right, these are our 6 guys.
This is what I'm saying.
I got Jordan Davis, Chris Olave, Kyle Hamilton.
Trevor Penning went to the Saints.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
So that puts Pittsburgh on the clock.
Oh my God, does Pittsburgh do it?
They're gonna draft Kenny Pickett. I feel like if they get to
if my hot take hits, I'm leaving, guys. Like I'm leaving the call.
Wow.
What is your hot take? Pickett.
My hot take, literally 3 months ago, I said Kenny Pickett will be the first quarterback taken off the board. I did not say first overall pick. I said first quarterback taken. If this all pans out, I'm a genius.
I'm compelled to agree.
Austin, you didn't know I had a visionary dream. I had deja vu one night that we were sitting here and Kenny Pickett was the only name I saw come across.
You just saw it was like on the wall. It was just Kenny Pickett, number 20, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Pitt. It was just Pitt, and then it was Pickett.
But you're like, what does it mean? Is that where he went to college? Or is that where he's going to play in the NFL?
He won't even have to move.
The numbers, Mason, what do they mean?
He can still live in his dorm. Trevor Penning is not a bad pickup.
I feel like he fits with what the Saints want to do.
I'm putting it out there. Pickett's staying home.
I think.
Oh my God. All these Steelers fans are screaming Malik to the Steelers. That is all I see. Their profile picture is Malik Willis.
Oh boy.
Or is
here
that
we
Dwayne
go.
Haskins? That might be Dwayne. Yeah, that's Dwayne Haskins.
Alex.
Okay. I didn't know Dwayne Haskins. No, that's Malik Willis. No, that's Malik Willis.
Soon, bro. Too soon.
That joke was in bad taste.
Okay, there was one that was Malik Willis. There's one that's Haskins. Okay. Okay, my bad. My bad. The Saints must have had this planned out if these guys are saying they're getting Penning. I don't know. Someone has to tell me what they're saying because I don't have my audio on my TV on.
I bet you they're saying that he's like nasty or he's like what's the just all like the the words that get thrown around with like the offensive lineman who's really like got attitude in the run game. They're saying all those words about Trevor Penning.
I want to see the Steelers draft. Dude, New England is sitting on a gold mine at 21.
Dude, they're gonna draft Devin Lloyd or Nakobe Dean.
Hot take from our former president. No team coming up is picking a quarterback, so why pick one right now? Should pass on one and move up in the second for one.
No.
Well, trading up in the second round for a quarterback, it doesn't take as much draft capital.
That's a hot take. That's a hot take from our former president.
But does it, in your opinion, require you to be in good positioning to draft that said quarterback?
Honestly, I don't think anything
because if
matters
you're the
anymore.
Lions closing out tonight the Lions traded pick 32. But don't the Lions have the first pick in the second round?
They did. They traded it.
Oh,
they had the
crud.
second pick. Yeah.
Oh, so the Lions could still get Malik Willis.
If they want to, no. They don't have. They gave up 32, 34, and 66, and they
I
got.
have a feeling that
they got
Linderbaum's
12.
going to Pittsburgh.
They got 12 and 46 back.
Who's going to Pittsburgh?
Linderbaum.
So the Lions do have the Vikings second round pick.
Why do I have a feeling that that's what's going to happen?
Still three top 50 picks ain't bad.
Well, Ari's sitting on this one, so clearly they are probably contemplating in Pittsburgh right now. Just go to the general Twitter.
I know who Pittsburgh's drafting.
You gotta say.
It's Kenny Pickett.
Yes. Right.
Alex gets his white whale.
So I didn't even know about the Kenny Pickett thing with Alex, and I still said I thought he was going to stay home.
Wow, look at that. Kenny Pickett, first quarterback off the board.
Write it
Kenny
down.
Pickett is staying home.
This is an SMC show chat. I almost sent that to the actual SMC. Probably good I didn't do that.
It's fun and all, but fuck, dude.
What is going on right now in the NFL?
Wow. Wow. I don't even know what to say.
I can confidently say this is the craziest draft night I've watched ever.
This is great. This is fantastic. Green Bay's up at 22. I mean, I think we got a 20. I think we got a 23 just to see who the Ravens take.
I have some work that I've been putting off. I thought we'd be done by like 10. I think I'm gonna have to hop.
Being done. I'm good with being done.
I'll hop off. I might stay in the chat if you guys keep going, but
Sherman, do you want to keep going or?
I'm done at this Pittsburgh pick.
Yeah, I'm done when Pittsburgh officially announces we can be done. I just want to say it was a great show. I'm here with you all.
All right.
It was awesome. We got to bring him on and have a PFS
on.
A real analyst
PFF Anthony.
A real PFF _ Anthony.
At
a
PFF
real analyst
_ Anthony.
Check him out.
We appreciate him coming on.
Read his article about why South Carolina is going to win the SEC East.
That's our guy. That's our guy.
Can we officially say that? Friend of the show, Anthony
He's
Tresh?
absolutely a friend of the show.
Is he coming on again
We can just ask him anytime.
NFL preseason.
That's my.
Just let me know. I'll ask him anytime.
I'm all right. Oh, I'm gonna hop off, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure.
And the Steeler fan is saying Kenny Pickett, waste of a pick.
No, not a waste of a
Wrong
pick.
opinion, bad opinion.
That's a Steeler fan that knows his stuff. I don't know, man.
No Steelers fan knows their stuff.
Okay, here's what's gonna happen, ladies and gentlemen. Mitch is gonna play 5 games, either hurt himself or suck, and Kenny Pickett will come in. It's just a reoccurring cycle.
Okay, now
Pittsburgh.
here's a little thing though. I know Kenny Pickett's got the little baby hands. And Pittsburgh weather sucks.
That's why he wears 2 gloves.
Well, I know. I saw a thing where like Kenny Pickett's PFF grade in like bad weather games was like in the 40s.
Okay, he played in a monsoon in Miami.
Okay, still, but like you know what I mean. Like it was.
Yeah, but I mean, he played in a monsoon in Miami, so that game is a complete outlier.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hop off, gentlemen. It was a pleasure.
Good to be with you, Austin.
I just want to see this Steelers pick.
I want to see these Steelers fans.
That's all I'm hanging around for.
Happy trails, gentlemen.
Have a nice night, Austin.
Wow, what a draft.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know what to say. I haven't seen one this topsy-turvy in a long time.
And I don't think the last 11 picks are going to go to plan of what anyone had.
No. At this point, everything has been blown up.
Yeah. I mean, I would be lighting my papers on fire right now if I was any GM. I mean,
I don't even know. I honestly don't even know what to say.
There's no wide receivers that, like, all the day one wide receivers are gone. I think all the projected day ones are gone. So now if someone's going to go get him, they're going to have to dig into day 2.
Well, I mean, Pickens is all that's left there. He was 32.
Pickens, and then Watson was a high.
Hell, Dotson was a second rounder.
Yeah. Well, Dotson also has electric speed. So.
Oh, for God's sake, with all this stuff that they do.
Yeah, I mean, might as well just use Twitter now.
Oh, this is Franco and the Immaculate.
I want to see what all these Pittsburgh fans replied to this tweet.
125. Dead.
That was an amazing moment. I wasn't alive, but I saw the highlights for my whole teenage years and as a kid, man.
Of Bettis?
The Immaculate Reception of Franco Harris in the 70s.
Oh, Franco Harris. Oh, my gosh.
Did you ever see the Immaculate Reception?
Mm,
Look it up.
I think I maybe have.
Look it up if you haven't, because it's one of the nastiest things you'll ever see.
I might have to watch that after, since this draft is. The Vikings have pick 32 now that I just saw. Great. So who they take it? Jermaine Johnson still on the board? Like, he was projected to be gone at like 15.
That's unreal. They pick Kenny Pickett.
Hometown hero. 2 hometown heroes back to back.
He is staying home.
He's crying. He's a New Jersey kid too. All righty. Well, if you all are still here at the SMC Draft Show, you have seen quite literally everything tonight.
To say the least.
I would continue to tell you all to keep watching and watch this madness unfold that no one has projected other than Austin Anderson getting his first 2 picks right. The Urban Meyer Survival Support Group drafted to plan, and the Detroit Kneecap Biters.
That might have been one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen, is that PowerPoint presentation. Oh my God.
We're going to have to get him to share us that so I can read through the whole thing.
That cracked me up, man.
But thank you, Dr. Sherman. I appreciate you and bringing on your friend. It was awesome,
man. Friend of the club, friend of the university. That's can't get any better than that, man. When one of your people
definitely
is
have to
over
come
at
on
PFF,
more now, since I'll be in charge. So I guess I have to recruit new people. So you might be a mainstay for a couple of shows.
We'll be talking more then.
All righty. Well, see you all. Have a nice night, and have a nice night, Dr. Sherman.
See you, buddy.